Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bag. Vibe blowing at my jack, got the loud jumping at the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping out the bag. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy, got my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm, but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The re-up just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm troubled, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck, and they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not on trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Cop a big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, gonna run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the jack, got the loud jumping out the pack. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is
and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. Where welcome back to the internationally known and recognized symbol of YouTube excellence and entertainment. That is the Boss Up Show. Part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne it is Ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator Coach Stradamus, and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA, and also EWF, that is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO Niggero of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr. Third.
Your third leg was just phenomenal.
Also the man with one trabajo. That is the ecclesiastical Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the Matey Matrix, the chocolated Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game, but in case you forget those names, just call me Don Gregorio, Malo Poppy, Hentai CGA, the Notorious One, Greg Fu Young, the Lord of the Lings, and many other names, but you can call me the Benevolent Monarch, CGAC, God Allah. And you're looking at the reigning, defending, the immortal, 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you lined up today. Today, we're going to review a video on demand produced by Valuetainment CEO. Let's give him the CEO. The Valuetainment CEO, director of the Valuetainment podcast or the Valuetainment show. His name is Patrick Bet David. All right. And many of you guys know of him. You're familiar with him. There he is right there. And I'm going to just say here.
Hey, look at this.
All right. There he is right there. And he came up with the video, or his group came up with a video called Why 60% of Gen Z Men Are Not Dating. All right. Why 60% of Gen Z men are not dating. Now, take a look at this real quick.
Hey, look at this.
All right, take a look at this. They came up with a drawing board. All right, what kind of board is that? Is that a board, or is that actually a board, or looks like a computer board? All right, that's interesting. All right, and it looks like a professor wrote these things there. Apparently, he had some touch points on the screen that he wanted to talk about related to Gen Z dating. But here's the deal, Patrick Bet David, you don't realize it's too late, baby, bye-bye. Patrick Bet David out here tries to speak on Gen Z dating and makes a fool out of himself at the end of the day here.
Silence, you fool.
All right. He makes a fool out of himself. Now, let me just tell you, we're going to watch it, not almost in its entirety. We're going to break it down like a fraction later on. But these Johnny-come-latelys always want to come and trample on the territory of the notorious one. And that's what I just don't understand.
New world order.
You want to trample right here where I've been speaking on this for 8 years. And not only that, just so you guys know, I appeared on the Patrick Bet David podcast, but it was the Saucecast. All right, about 3 or 4 years ago. There's CGA right there talking to a wife, a married woman that runs an OnlyFans. All right. So that's just crazy at this particular point. And CGA looking at her, and I'm looking at her like, hold up for a second. You're married? Yes, she is. She runs an OnlyFans?
Wait a minute.
Yes, she does.
Who
All right. And there's your boy there at the Valuetainment studio. So I have made an appearance, and they asked me to make subsequent appearances. But, you know, I ain't got time for that. You know, I want to be on the big show. Bring me on the Valuetainment where they bring them white conservatives. All right. Bring me up on the big show. Saucecast. Shout out to Adam Sosnick. All right. Let me give him this sound effect. Adam is in the building. Here we go.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
But here's the deal. I'm looking at this like, yo, why didn't you just bring me up there to talk about it? But we're going to hear what he has to pitch to the Gen Z men. And I think he started off on talking about, we're going to get you some skills in order to meet women. All right. We're going to teach you some skills in order to meet women. It's like the 1950s. Here's how to date Sally. Here's how to ask Sally out on a date. Ass nigga. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. But they could have just asked me to do the whole damn show. But he didn't want me to do the whole damn show. But by the way, for you guys that don't know, Patrick David, him been married for about 25 years, and he got an ecclesiastical marriage. All right. Ecclesiastical marriage there. There it is right there. And there's this beautiful family right there. Shout out to him. So he's married. He been out of the game for a long time. But he going to tell us how we going to get some hoes. All right, I guess.
But I know you too, man. I've known you for a long time. And I know that you like hoes.
All right.
Wow. Well, now wait.
And we also have an update on the NFL player that apparently was arrested last night for strangling his OnlyFans girlfriend, allegedly. All right. Former Raider as well. Doesn't look good for that draft class because Henry Ruggs is already in prison. I mean, just disgraceful. He's getting out soon and probably will sign up with the Raiders, Henry Ruggs. But a former Raider accused of strangling his OnlyFans skeezer girlfriend. All right. But anyway, guys, do not strangle your OnlyFans girl. Don't strangle your girls at all. All right. That would actually be something that you wouldn't want to do. Stop strangling your girlfriends. All right. Just go ahead and move her out. Call the police. But apparently we have some allegations. He's innocent until proven guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty, but we're going to review that later on in the show and who the woman might possibly be in many connections. We also possibly, if we have time, we have a new clip of a woman that says,
I've flown myself to Paris. I've done Greece. I've island hopped. I've done all of that.
All right, she basically says right here, well-traveled women are undateable, right, if we have time for that. Plus some Fugazi Gen Z videos. You know, the Gen Z group is the most Fugaziest group out here, and that's why women out here, you know, running the roost. Okay, and they get these bitch ass ninjas, these these maggots can't find girlfriends. But to contribute to today's show, $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. It is Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is PayPal.me/Coach Greg Adams. That should be near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat. That's on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You're on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. We're doing big things here, coming up here, making plans and executing them. That's what we're doing here. So let me go ahead and see, while we're at it, if there's any earlier contributors to today's show. All right, that's what's important out here. The men that are here letting their voice be heard and supporting the best edutainment, not valuetainment, the best edutainment here on YouTube. All right, shout out to No Government Name says Myron is going to fly in ABBA's girls and get them all on the stream. Wow. Shout out to him. That should be interesting all at once. All right, that should be good if he can negotiate that particular thing. That would be good. Good entertainment. Are you tired of the ABBA story or what? Is this still thing have legs or no? All right, because we really might not find out anything new at this point, possibly. All right, but we got it. ABBA's a liar and a hypocrite. Pretty much we got it. But hey, Myron, make as many videos as you can. Shout out to our brother. He also says Patrick Bet David or Patrick Boomer David. Talking dating is like Dave Ramsey giving marital advice. Hashtag the shield. Is Patrick Bet David a boomer? All right. How old is Patrick Bet David? Let me see what his age is. Patrick Bet David. All right. Let's see how old he is. He is he 47? Golly. All right. All right, I'm older than that nigga. All right, so wowzers. All right, I'm older than him by 3 years or so. All right, Jesus. All right, he ain't looking too good for 47. I know he gonna be like, well, look at you, nigga. All right, look at me, bro. All right, look at me. All right, what? 47? Somebody check this nigga's birth. Oh, his birthday is pretty much very close to mine by 1 day. So I'm literally 3 years older than him. All right, by the date. All right, his birthday is October 18th. My birthday is October 19th. All right. So we're like a day apart, 3 years apart. All right. Shout out to him right there. 47. All right. Okay. All right. I thought he was much older than that. All right. But anyway, here we go right here. That's a hard 47 in the voice of Tommy Sotomayor. That's a hard 47. I know I got a gray beard, but look at me, bro. All right. Here we go. Every woman's fantasy. 47, my nigga. All right, he didn't hit the wall. He hit the wall, y'all. All right, shout out to our brothers here. Hey, he's a smoker and a midnight toker. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you, people age differently. Remember, age is just not about the chronological age. There's emotional age, right? Your mental age and your physical age, right? And then some of you niggas got your brain stem ain't developed, apparently. Okay, so what do we got here? Shout out to him calling him Patrick Boomer David. Well, apparently he ain't a boomer. I thought he was like 65. I thought he was about 65 years old, but maybe I'm wrong. Shout out to Daniel McGee, and he said, shout out to my favorite African-American out there. Shout out to Donald Trump out here.
Look at my African-American over here. Look
Thank
at
you.
him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm
JB
talking
says,
about?
I really enjoy your content, sir. Got a question for you. A couple of streams ago, you said, during the process of divorcing your ex-wife, that the judge was upset about your content on your YouTube channel. Why was the judge so upset? Is there no such thing as free speech? Well, you have no constitutional rights in the family court, but the judge really wasn't upset. To say the judge was upset would be a stretch. There were two instances in which he brought in some evidence to try to sway custody or say that I violated some sort of court order. One was a text that a picture that I took of my kids, and they were somewhere near some divorce documents. the judge was saying, yeah, I don't want to see that again. And then the second time she brought in YouTube channel. And that was like at the beginning of the Coach Greg Adams era. And if you want to see some of the old throwback videos, join us on Locals. I'm going to be starting to link some of the old videos back. But that was at the beginning. I'm pretty sure I was barely 10 to 12 videos in. But one of the videos that caught her attention, like she was paying attention, was the How I Beat Child Support. All right. So How I Beat Child Support was a video that sparked her attention. And it was one of my first 5 to 10 videos. She took that into court. But to be fair, the judge didn't say anything about it. And by that time, we had a second judge. The judge that I had initially had retired, and it was a new judge, and she can give less than a fuck. All right, just so you know, that judge can give less than a fuck. And I knew a secret about that judge because I had an attorney, all right, that told me a secret. All right, but it wasn't a bad secret, but it was a secret that I knew that if my ex-wife knew, she would have not tried me that much. All right, so it's about who you know, not what you know. All right, so sometimes who you knew in this motherfucker, man. But yeah, she hit me up. All right, I got it. She took my YouTube channel in there and tried to censor me and stop me from essentially or intimidate me into making content. It was like 13, 14 pages of my whole YouTube, my whole catalog. It was a disgrace. I'm like, damn, you got some time on your hands. All right, you got some time on your hands. You a hating ass bitch. But yeah, so in terms of the question, is there no such thing as free speech? Gentlemen, in family court, I'll reiterate this. You have no constitutional rights. Whatever you believe is on the Constitution does not apply to you at all when it goes to you stepping in this family court judicial system, if you will. You have no rights. You don't even barely have rights to your paternal children. So it's crazy. Shout out to our brother Preston says, I think religion and pro-black is intro to the red pill as far as questioning life relationships. You think religion and pro-black is the intro to the RP. Shout out to the manosphere guys, the black manosphere guys. Unfortunately, y'all be making videos on like black women need to do this, and y'all still making them videos. That shit crazy to me. They do get good views. All right, they did good, but that's a weird to me. I like mainly because I've heard that shit for like 2015. Right? Like I've heard that, and I've heard these discussions even before there was a YouTube, but that was a very popular subject matter in 2015, 2014, Tommy Sotomayor going into the black manosphere, angry man. And I'm like, what? Y'all still, man, let these black women go. All right, let these black women go. Let them do what they want. All right, but you're not wrangling them in. All right, PBD. All right, I'm pretty sure your podcast is not talking about the black state of relationships because it's doomed and gloom. All right, but PBD.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans. Kevin McHale's not walking through that door, and Robert Parrish is not walking through that door.
Yeah.
And if you expect them to walk through the door, they're going to be gray and old.
Gray and old. Shout out to Leo, says, keep up the good work, coach. Thank you for contributing, man. You know, you contribute what you can, and you keep the show going. And we keep out here making it win. We keep out here. We going to make it win here. We have New World Order Newski is in the building, providing some great content over on Locals. PBD said you need leverage at the end of the video. He says, I wonder where he got that from.
Wait a minute.
He says people using CGA stuff and probably don't even know it. Well, so we talk about people using my stuff, remixing it. But what you have to understand is, yes, they may not have heard me before, but some of the sentiments that I express, sometimes there's common people that express the same sentiments, right? They have the same opinion and they might use the same verbiage. Also, when you look at the fact that for me, what people will do is they may hear it, or it may be something that they heard that matriculates around, and then they end up drawing the same conclusion. All right, they end up drawing the same conclusion. So at that case, you do see that people start coming back and saying, well, leverage. I'm interested to see what he says. I haven't seen the whole video. All right. I haven't seen the whole video, but I'm interested to see what he has to say. I'm pretty sure there's some in there, but the video that I saw earlier on, I was like, man, he missing the boat here. But, you know, it's a long ass video. Caitlin says singer K. Michelle just revealed that she lets her husband sleep with other women? Do you see more women becoming female cucks to keep their marriage going? K. Michelle looks like a woman who's ran out of options. I guess this is what they get for hating men. All right. Somebody asking a weird question why I don't like Gilbert Arenas. I don't even know what. How does that have anything to do with anything? Have I ever expressed that sentiment? That's weird. Gilbert, is that you, nigga? Like what? You want to ask me something?
And that's you.
Is that you want to ask me? I never even talked about Gilbert Arenas. All right. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas and Grant High School. I've been around the valley when Gilbert Arenas was in high school. I've never even talked about Gilbert Arenas. Have I ever? Maybe once or twice. Onesie, twosie. Here's and there skis. All right. Gilbert, is that you, nigga? Like what?
And that's you.
Hey, man, I do have to remind you that a lot of famous people follow me in their ghost account. I don't know what it is about it. All right. All right. I don't know what it is why they follow me under their ghost account, but they do. All right. Very rarely do you find that they will follow me. Who at my door? All right. What the hell's going on here? Hold on for a second. Somebody at my door and shit. All right. Hold on for a second. Oh, I see. It's the Instacart. Okay. Instacart. Just drop it off, ma'am. All right. Drop the shit off. Let me see here. Check the door. I'll get it later, Nikki. Okay, here we go. You talking about some standing outside holding the bags at the door. All right, bro, drop the bags, nigga. All right. All right, Gilbert Arenas at the door texting me and shit. Like, I heard you don't like Gilbert Arenas. I mean, me. All right, and Gilbert Arenas showing up trying to see. All right, anyway. All right, back to the original chat, and we're going to get going with the show. He's asking about female cucks. Now, I don't think she's a female cuck. She said she doesn't mind that he sleeps with other women. She don't have to be in a room. Typically, cucks are in the room together. All right, so I'm not sure if that's what she said. She said sleeps with other women. But you do have to understand that there are a lot of women that will evolve to understand that because, as I said a long time ago, we're at the 80-20 rule on steroids. We're at poly. Some women ain't going to have a choice because they're going to be single. If they're pick the top tier guy or a guy she feels is top tier, she going to have to let him fuck other women. Now, there are some women that don't agree with that, but I'm just letting you know. And she don't seem like the most, she seems like an interesting character anyway. But because the women are, I've been saying this for years. A lot of these, we're going to full poly. We're going to poly-oriented relationships. They're on paper, we still practice monogamy, but monogamy is pretty much dead. As people start to date and build relationships later on, the women that will win will be the women that are open to their men sleeping with other women. Okay. So that's how it's going to go. All right. So anyway, let me see something here. We got to get somebody out of here. I got this shit on subscribe for 2 days. It's crazy. But it's what it is. It's a lot of men don't understand that that's where the nature of relationships going. And the whole thing about it is a lot of men are not going to understand it because they're never going to be those guys, which I'm going to tell you, Patrick McDavid, he doesn't understand that. Okay. He doesn't understand that. We are in a hyper polarized, monetized dating marketplace that centers around the top tier men that are going to be highly successful with women, and they're going to get their turn, and then that guy is going to churn and burn. All right, he's going to have a woman, get with her, get to that point, and then go and get some other pussy. If that woman wants to be faithful and monogamous, it's going to be difficult. And I met a woman that was like in her 50s talking about, I want faithful and monogamy. Then I asked her, well, how much time are you going to use to pleasure him? Are you going to wake up in the morning? We call it empty the clip. Are you going to empty his clip in the morning? She was like, no. I was like, how much intimacy can he anticipate if he's faithful and monogamous? She was like 2 days a week. 2 days a week. I was like, you ain't ever getting a relationship. Go sit down, ma'am. Sit down. Sit. I told her like Nova, sit. You ain't getting a damn thing. Then she said she don't want to feel like she has to compete. I don't feel like I should have to compete. If he don't see the value in me, 53 years old. 53 years. I was like, bro, and she wasn't bad looking, but I was like, golly. I was like, you are out of touch. You are not going to win out here. You are not going to win. So I don't know what K. Michelle exactly said. I saw that there was a clip going around, but fuck K. Michelle. I don't even know if that, look, if I put out a video clip of K. Michelle, how many people going to watch the video? All right. So I ain't got no time for that shit. All right. Anyway, last one. Kevin Sullivan says, yo, CGA missed a week of class due to FIFA coming to Kansas City. He says, but been busy like a mofa at work. He says, saving my ducats for the international JUCO coming into Kansas City. He says, here are some ecclesiastical shillings for my absence. Shout out to you, Kevin Sullivan, Kevin Samuels, Kevin Simmons in the building. And that's a co-sponsorship. Let's go. Shout out to you right there. Anyway, we're going to get the show hyped up with a little bit of Straggle and Sniggle Theater for the laughs just to get warmed up and hit that intro.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, do me a favor. Just give me the likes, don't pass the scroll. Mugga. Shout out to the World Cup FIFA All-American team out here and everybody else. And shout out to all the FIFA football players that are going to be in the United States, Mexico, and Canada out here running through your girlfriend, because they definitely going to get some hind parts while they out here. They definitely going to get some hind parts. All right, we got Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have this video where I showed you a little bit of a clip yesterday, and it's ready for today. There's a video of a woman here that gets cold approached by a young black male. Right? And she says that black male is her type. So we'll show you the video here, and he's got the meta glasses, but you see the engagement here. We'll look at the comment section for these desperate ass niggas. Patrick Bet-David, pay attention, because this has something to do with the main event. All right, but here we go. We got definitely some sloppy yogurts here, but let's play the video.
You're very handsome. I'm very attracted to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. You're just very young. I have to think about this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I understand that. Yeah.
You understand,
so,
right?
I completely understand that. You take your time, and you know,
you're
whenever.
Really, totally my type.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. What was your name again? I'm
it's,
distracted.
It's Dejour.
The spectacle.
The spectacle. Yeah. Oh, it looked really nice. Yeah, you're very attractive.
Well, thank you.
What's your name?
You
nice to meet you. I'm Dejour.
Dejour.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. Are you an entrepreneur? I love the.
Oh, the humanity. All right, my goodness. I mean, not that I've never banged out some shit like this, but Lord have mercy. All right, she needs some chapsticks on her lips or something, and she out here starving. All right, she like,
yeah, that brother's starving.
All right. And what did I tell you about men cold approaching? What do I tell you? And this is not a lie. I told you that men who use the cold approach method tend to approach low-hanging fruit. That is the majority. Statistically, that will be the majority. But statistically also, men tend to aim low to try to hit. And this is another example of this. But then you will also see people in the comment section caping for this type of activity, saying that, yeah, I'm going. All right, yes, I'm going to knock the stuffing out the Egg McMuffin. Oh, yes, I'm going to knock the cobwebs off the punani. I bet you she keeps it hairy, right? So this is what I'm telling you, that the cold approach method is like a vulture complex where dudes chase low-hanging fruit and then try to chase a win, because like your numbers are low. You get 10 rejections and now you're out here trying to make something happen. All right, but as you can see here, she's also starving, and she probably touches herself to black men, young black men, in order to orgasm at night.
I love how firm you are.
No, I mean, what about you?
Okay, yeah, but maybe you can teach me a little something about that. Your field, I'd love to learn from you.
What do you do?
So right now I'm in.
All right, who cares? All right, everybody got that. Yeah, man. Look, the long ass first date conversation. What do you do? But hey, we'll talk about that later. Just give me the phone number and get your rotary phone. Bitch gonna be on the rotary phone like. All right, we're on the rotary phone. The motherfucking bell just ringing, bling bling, and the whole house wake up. What the fuck going on? Who calling at this hour tonight? All right, but yeah, she looking to get them soggy cheeks and them soggy biscuits torn up. All right, so we got Straggle Theater. We have a young ling that you know when the you know when it happens, these lings and people, you know, women think they hella tough, and so they take some kickboxing lessons and fight, and then they think they can take down real man. I've showed you some funny videos about this, but here it is right here. This ling says shadow boxing gone wrong. All right, shadow boxing gone wrong. You see, we got a little ling there, barely 100 pounds, and let's see what she does here. Shadow boxing gone wrong. There you go. Okay, she getting beat up, and she on her knees, and oh no, oh no, turn around. Oh man, boy, that was fast. All right, one punch, two, already down to the knees, and then she got might as well do what you do best. Don't be out here fighting. Even the shadows got you out here on your knees. Oh no, and then he was like, I'm finished with all that. Yep, turn around. Right up the nuke shoot. All right, yes, that is the perfect ling position right there. Lings, know your role and shut your mouth. All right, know your role and shut your mouth. Damn, man, she hit right up the nuke. Yeah, turn around. I got you. Pull the little flat back. So yes, face down, ass up. Face down, ass up. Yeah, ling, you ain't got no reason to be out here fighting nobody. Yeah, just get in there and do what you. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Turn around. Yep. Ass down. Yes. You know what time it is. You know what to do, little girl. Daddy, it's get 'em daddy season. All right, don't come out here thinking you Wonder Woman.
Get him, daddy.
All right, just jump on down there.
Okay, daddy.
And take your position. All right, golly, man, it's cold out there. It's a cold world out there. All right, we got Sniggle Theater. I was actually trying not to cover this guy again, but of course he's going viral and he's got a lot of clippers. So, and he's an ignorant niggy. So he gonna keep going viral. So I guess we're gonna have to keep covering him. We have Adrien Broner. Okay. I didn't want to do it, but it looks like I have to do it. Adrien Broner out here on Sniggle Theater approaching an OnlyFans girl, and he wants to know one thing. All right, so let's get right into it, Adrien. And what do you want to know?
Damn, she been here for 20 minutes. Hey, come on. Listen, I don't want to be on camera to talk about this. Come on.
Oh.
This nigga, let me close the deal. Nigga, we've been here for 30 minutes. You're procrastinating. Get straight to the point, nigga. Bro, no, you can't just be over here. You gotta fucking talk to him or something, goddamn. No, you don't. I don't want to know her name. I just want to know the price.
Oh.
Fuck, nigga. Bro. Everybody got a price, baby. I was about to cash out, nigga. You was not gonna cash out, bro. That ass. Stop playing. That's like was, nigga. You just gave me 1,000.
Okay. All right. So what happened was, I can't find the original clip. Where's the original clip? For some reason, it disappeared on me. But let me see if I can pull it up. The original clip was him asking the price. All right. So let's see if I can pull that up. And yes, the brothers are out here making it hard for you out here. He messing up the game, coach. Yes, he's messing up the game with tricking. All right, so let me see if I can find the original clip, because there's 4 clips here that I have to share about this. And no, I'm not the clipper for this particular channel. All right, I said I was just trying to get that bind fixed. All right, I was just trying to find the price. I want to know, and every woman got a price for the $1 million man. All right, where's the clip? It's Evil World. All right, Lana messed up my whole stream here. Okay, nope, that ain't it. Let me see if this is it. Okay, all right, so the original clip is gone. All right, but you guys get the point. So what had happened was, apparently all of these people out here are getting together. Now they're getting all these celebrities together. And apparently that looks like Tekashi 6ix9ine, if I'm not mistaken. And in the middle of the stream, they open up the door, and then, I can't show this on YouTube. Not your girl getting them bind fixed. All right, this is a crazy Evil World. I don't even know if that would be allowed. Apparently he was going in huffing and puffing. All right, your girl is going. All right, just like that. They called him, and they out here live streaming and then walking in. Yes, they allow that on Kick. All right, but you already know what time it is. It ain't the real thing. Ain't no. But apparently he's finished up, and he has this to say.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, little bro. You need to fuck her. That shit good. Which one? The one I just fucked. Which one that is? The one with the pink shit on. The one y'all was trying to stop me from fucking? Oh, you got that bitch ass nigga? Oh, no, I'm clowning. Who's this? I'm clowning. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Man, bro, I kept the forces on. I kept the forces on for the grip.
Oh. All right, we've sunken to a whole new low. Okay. We've sunk into a whole new low. Like, if this is what live streaming is, okay, goodness gracious. If this is what live stream is coming to, well, you're behind. All right, because this apparently is what it's coming to. Now they got to have here simulated scenes with OnlyFans girls and your girls going. If this is what we're doing, you can't keep up with this. You think you're just going to sit on your desktop and live stream and get 8,000 viewers. All right. Meanwhile, the humanity. It's a mess. All right. Absolute farce and a mess. I don't even know what to tell you here. Oh, my goodness. Somebody at my door again. All right. Jesus Christ. All right, goodness gracious. What do we got going on? This is actually crazy. It's a disgrace. All right, last one. Generation Z. Patrick Bet David. I got something for you, Patrick Bet David. This is going to explain why Gen Z men are not dating successfully. This is going to be one of the reasons why. And I'm going to show you this. And it's because a lot of Gen Z men are the new women. A lot of these dudes are maggots. All right. When I say maggot, I mean maggots. All right. YouTube censors, maggots. Now, let me take you to this because these new men aren't going to make women's punanis wet. They might give them a couple of them dry strokes. But this is what the new men have come to. Pause. And apparently there's a trend of men feeding other men gaily. Okay. I told you these men are maggots out here, but let's play the video. Apparently there's music, but take a look at this. Let's get the sound effect going. What is going, bro? What is that shit?
What the hell? Oh my God. No way.
What the? Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
And look at the women in the back.
Come on,
Look at the women in the back. Look at these fine little pieces of mulatto calico in the back. Look at this, bro. Look, niggas are doing it. Oh, man. Atlanta niggas are doing it. Look at this. See, I tell you.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
These are the manosphere niggas. These are the new niggas in the manosphere. Look at this. Oh my god! What? Oh my goodness! This is terrible.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, now they got the flight attendants on it with the girls, man. Hey, we not going nowhere. Look at this. And he got his foot up. Oh, that's Patrick Bet David. Bet you didn't know about this, sir. I bet you didn't know about this side of the Gen Z manhood. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the humanity.
Okay. Oh, man. Oh, look at it. Oh, not the pregnant woman. Look. Oh, this dude look tutti fruity. Oh, Rudy. Anyway. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. They go to gay best friend ass nigga. They go to gay best friend ass nigga. Look at this is Gen Z, y'all. We cooked. Here's another. What? What is that? Oh, my God. Ring the bell. Ringeth the belleth. It's a wrap. Hey, Patrick Bet David, see, come to my show, pause, and you're going to get the real reason these fugazi maggots are out here.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door, fans. Kevin McHale's not walking through that door, and Robert Parrish is not walking through that door. And if you expect them to walk through the door, they're going to be gray and old.
Man, ain't no way. Okay, we got a Ling here. All right, look at that. Oh, Ling's mama, a little penis. These peanut mammies out here now doing it. There's another man bun ass nigga with tattoos and all of that shit. Who feeding this nigga? Let me see. Oh, not the mom and the dad. It's a wrap. Yeah, man. Hey. This is the new state of manhood. I told you. Men are the new women. Patrick Bet David. Did you have this on your chalkboard? You didn't have that. Maybe you did. All right, but men are the new women. All right, look at what they doing for views and clicks. Look at what Adrien Broner is doing for views and clips. Like, this is what we doing. Look, you got a twin that feeds you. Oh my goodness. Look at even the African American. Well, he looks like a tether. Yep. What are we doing? What is this? Anybody know what's going on here? What is this trend? What is this shit? What are we doing? Anybody know? This is crazy. I can't, man. Hey, Putin. Wrap this shit up, bro. Wrap it up.
New world order.
Go ahead. Hey, Lord, Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints, go ahead and unleash that 40-day, 40-night shit that you did. Well, you got that 40-day, 40-night shit? All right, I'm going to order 1 40-day and 2 40 nights. All right, can you hook that up for me? Just let's go ahead and start over. Start over. Noah, get your fucking ark. Start putting one of every goddamn thing you can find out here. All right, lock it, let it fucking roll. Anyway, we need to reset. That's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
And I'm going to tell you, nothing is going to get you rich overnight. Okay, you're going to have to build this particular wealth. So with that being said, I'm going to put this up here. Non-disclosure agreement. First, he says that has to be at least 5K in equipment, allegedly. Yes. Don't invest in your show. Your show will suffer.
When I hit 300,000, of course, I was listening to you. If you train your mind and you apply and you actually study and level yourself up, oh yeah, you're going to get the money. But you have to be dedicated.
You need multiple streams of income. This is a non-negotiable at this point. If you only have one income, if you lose that income, now where are you?
Never had an emergency fund. Never. Because if you have the ability to save money in excess of your needs, then that money should be multiplying for you.
What we do is we help with unified systems, your brand system, your web system, your data, and your operations.
If you get into a situation where you were going to take a shortcut, this is when you're going to get scammed.
Like if you apply to a job and a day later you got a rejection letter, nobody read your resume. The AI rejected your resume.
I have my cameras down here so that it's always behind everything else.
One of the things that we definitely want to practice in picking these stocks, you definitely want to exercise patience. So if you're doing diligence on a stock and you don't have to buy it at that particular point in price.
Let's go, man. We got it going on here. Fuck you, boss up real quick. All right, the Straggle Sniggle banner still going up real quick. But fuck you, boss up. All right. How many men out here are out here doing a little bit too much monk mode? All right. Dudes be like, I like monk mode, coach. All right. But as I told you, man, y'all supposed to be busting nuts. I know, man, you could take a little bit of a break. You could take a break to clear out the deck, to build your portfolio up. Once you do that, and it could be ones and twosy here and there, skis, you can cycle it. You can do it for a year or two. You can do it for a few months, cycling on, cycling off. But we supposed to be out here healthily busting nuts. All right. Even the people who suggest that in order to have a healthy prostate, you have to have 22 nuts busted in a month. Now, there's some guys out here that are sort of asexual or sex is not important to them. Hey, listen, that's you. That ain't me, nigga.
And that's
but
you.
Y'all supposed to be out here ecclesiastically clapping cheeks. All right. Now, you don't have to be community deek like what is her name? Claudia Jordan called me, but you supposed to be out here splendiferously busting nuts. You supposed to be out here pulling on your hair. You're supposed to be doing that. And busting nuts will keep you alive. You know what I mean? Busting nuts will keep you alive. But anyway, we got a new update on this particular thing here. We're going to use some studies here that are being tracked here, talking about men who are celibate. Okay. Men who are celibate. So FU boss up segment right here. Let's get the sound effect here.
Boss up, nigga.
We don't know if this is true, but we'll read it. It says right here, celibacy doubles your risk of dying. Oh, no. All right. There it is right there. Celibacy doubles your risk of dying. Well, that kind of goes on and correlates with what CGA teaches you out here. Coach, seminal retention. All right, now. All right, not too much, you know what I mean? But preferably you would have a woman involved with this and not be doing it all on your own. But celibacy doubles your risk of dying. Oh, okay, let me hear this. All right, let me hear what we got here. It says a new longevity study has found that long-term celibacy is associated with significantly higher mortality rates among adults across multiple age groups. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen observed that individuals reporting little to no physical intimacy over extended periods consistently showed worse outcomes in cardiovascular health, stress regulation, and emotional well-being. Well, there goes this. There's the single loneliness epidemic. The single loneliness epidemic. The studies followed more than 11,000 adults over a 12-year period, tracking relationship status, hormone levels, sleep quality, and long-term medical outcomes. Participants who reported prolonged celibacy showed nearly double the rates of early mortality compared to individuals maintaining regular intimate relationships. Okay, regular intimate relationships. All right, touch. Researchers also documented higher cortisol levels, increased social isolation, poorer sleep patterns, and elevated rates of depression within the celibate group. All right, but here's my question here. Okay, so these are they haven't identified if these are majority men or women, or am I wrong? All right, they're just saying a group of people, but let's see if they actually figure that out. And it says right here, researchers concluded that emotional connection and physical intimacy appears to play a larger role in long-term health than previously understood. And so that's a very important point there. Emotional connection, which we promote over on the monetized dating marketplace, and physical intimacy, right there. It says that it plays a larger role in long-term health. The findings have intensified discussions around loneliness, stress, and how sustained lack of intimacy may quietly affect both mental and physical health over time. Now, I know what the first person is going to say. See, coach, marriage works. Marriage allows this to happen. Well, I'm not going to say that, because you do have people that are in sexless marriages and men and women who report feeling lonely in their older marriages, right? In their own marriages. So even as they get older, there's no guarantee that you're going to have emotional connection or physical intimacy within the marriage. All right. Data shows us that there's a chance that 25% or better of people are going to be in that situation. Okay. So it's okay. That's okay. So you can say that that's a promotion for marriage, but it might also say that's a promotion for a relationship. And I would say, yes, that possibly is the case too. That will promote that there's healthy opportunities to have relationships. There don't also iron out the negatives of the relationships. Okay, the negatives of the relationships, because people will also say, well, if you're not celibate, you're out here fucking and creating babies. You out here fucking and got multiple baby moms, potentially some STDs or STIs. All right, there's some other things that you can't say here. What if the relationship implodes? How does that affect stress? But yeah, man, my goal is to tell you, bro, look, you need to go out there and put hands on hips, and I dip, you dip, we dip. Shout out to everybody at CoachGregAdams.locals.com. Join us over there so we can talk about the JUCO. I think I got a hot stream coming up here. I do have a POV, possibly a POV video that I might do of what the JUCO looks like from the woman's perspective, meaning that who do they have to mate select from? Who are they picking from? All right. And we might be able to get the video evidence to support this. It should be interesting. All right. I'm going to actually log into a lady's account and go through it with a fine-tooth comb, looking at the messaging and the profiles of many men. But yeah, it should be interesting. But you can find that on CoachGregAdams.locals.com if you want to be a part of the monetized marketplace game. All right. Some dudes got priced out over there. All right. And here's the deal, man. It don't take much to price out a lot of group of men here. So we live in a time in a world where dudes are just not trying to put any investment in anything that they support or celebrate. All right. They're like, I don't want it. I get it. You know what I mean? Not everybody's in a position to, but a lot of people got priced out. We have a new pricing structure over on Locals, and it's long overdue. We had a very, very low introductory price for 2.5 years. And I never even changed it for 2.5 years, giving y'all that game. So, you know, everything goes up in price, but sometimes you got to figure out how to boss up if you want to get to those live streams. Also, though, you can go to Locals and just create an account and participate with the Coach Gang for free, right? You can talk to each other and post videos and shit like that. One thing I don't allow, and I see it with the new members, and I'm going to have to school them on this one. It is an uncensored platform. However, I don't allow you to share full pieces of content of other content creators that would be rival or competitors, if you will. So don't come over here sharing the Better Bachelors catalog on my Locals. All right. Nah, fuck that. You can share a small video, but don't come over there posting long ass live streams of Angry Man over there. Even though we're cool and all, but that's not what for my Locals are for. All right. We're not redirecting niggas. All right. That's not what we do over there. All right. So your shit will get deleted. But yeah, we don't give free marketing over on a paid platform of other niggas shit. You know what I mean? Don't come over here posting long ass Kevin Samuel videos and long live streams from 3 years ago. We don't do that over there. All right. So that's about my only thing that I just go, nah, that ain't going, that ain't flying. And also try not to promote. Yeah. Anton that. Here's what Anton Daniel said. Delete. All right. Nah, we ain't doing that shit. I remember somebody posted some long ass videos over there of some live streams. I was like, man, take that shit down, bro. Ain't nobody got time to watch that shit. All right. Anyway, posting long ass videos of other content creators. Post some news so we can get some shit out here. Everybody, you can find that shit on YouTube. All right. Anyway, but dudes don't know. They just get happy and be sharing everybody's catalog. Nope. I have my own videos to share. If we sharing long ass videos, share my fucking video. Y'all sharing other people's videos on my platform? Nope. No. All right. Anyway, what are we doing here? Do we have any other contributors to today's show? We got Crime and Law CGA coming up here. NFL player potentially in trouble for putting hands all over his possible OnlyFans girlfriend, beating her from pillar to post, allegedly. All right. From pillar to post. We don't want to encourage that, but he's innocent until proven guilty, and we'll check that out. All right. What do we got going over here on Locals? Anything? I'm sorry. No, it's not. That would be Ko-Fi. All right. I'm actually refreshing the screen. And the next Ko-Fi person is The Paradox. Says, just dropping off coffee money. You inspired me, coach, and just booked the trip to Rio. I hope the women are as beautiful as I hear. And if you want a little bit, because you went ahead and did you co-sponsor? Well, you didn't co-sponsor, but you dropped a nice little bag over here. Do me a favor. Okay. Send me an email and I'll put you in touch with some women that know some women. All right. I'll put you in touch with some people that can deliver something to your dough. So, we can cut through the chase, Mr. Paradox, and you can email me. I think there's a link to my email me at coachgregadams@gmail.com. If you click the email that is goes to my channel, that's the one on my channel that goes to my personal assistant and AI, and they're not going to know what you're talking about. All right. And you're going to get an AI response of them saying, what the hell are you talking about? All right. So shout out to you. What do we got here? We got our brother Brandon says, salute to the GOAT. You are acknowledged. Looking forward to another masterclass stream. Class is in session. Pay attention. And we'll deliver this message out here. And Brandon has a co-sponsorship. Thank you, man. You guys make this all worth it for me. Shout out to Brandon. We got a masterclass. I'm rich, bitch. He says, I need that email when I'm going to Japan. Well, you got to pay. All right. But if you're a member of Locals, you can hit me up through Locals and say, Coach, I hit you up through Locals and I'm a Locals member. I can check your money because that's what we do. That's what we do. It's how we do. Living in the ghetto. All right. Ooh. Living life up on the corner, slinging rocks and smoking weed. All right. From an 8 ball to a G. All I can try to do is hold on. What are we doing here? Shout out to our brother Johnny Las Vegas says, Coach, once again, another legendary stream. The rest of the social media space, not so legendary. Ecclesiastical dating hitting an all-time low. Streamers being brought in to fight a fugazi or serial cream pyre. And here's Patrick Bet-David, CEO Nigga Roll, drawing up plays like John Madden. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. All right, hold on for a second. Good night. All right, hold on for a second. Somebody's going to have to take him a little bit of a break. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. See you later. Bye-bye. All right, so, man, streamer, I guess Ray J went out there and boxed. I'm telling you, man. Ray J went out and boxed. I didn't know what happened. It was this that, what's that dude's name? You know that Jewish dude? What's that little Jewish boy?
I'm not going to say what race, what people.
He's a streamer.
We know I can't say
Remember
that.
that little Jewish boy that came out and he met, I showed you he was meeting, what's his name? The New England Patriots, the Jewish owner for the Patriots. And then he was meeting him. And then the other dude, Michael Rubenstein, was like, he's a Jew boy. All right. Was that Adrien Ross putting these fights on? All right. This is crazy, bro. Like, what are we doing? And they dragging these poverty niggas out here, these poverty celebrities. And remember, wasn't Ray J live streaming? Where did that go? Wasn't he supposed to die in 6 weeks? Adrien Ross, yeah. Like Ray J out there getting Willie Lump apparently ended up in the hospital. This people, man, I'm telling you, this is absolutely crazy that these dudes are out here fronting like they making it. But I'm telling you, we will tell you this over and over again as a content creator. The celebrities aren't celebrities like you think. All right. The celebrities aren't celebrities like you think. The footballers, especially footballers, they have the highest risk of earning the least amount of money. They take it a high risk to earn least amount of money. Okay. So it's like one of these things that dudes don't understand, that the celebrities work a different complete schedule on how they get paid. I noticed a lot of celebrities recently have been showing some of their residual checks, and they're like pennies because streaming's taking over. And not only that, these companies have merged in selling catalogs off. So people don't watch movies like that anymore. People have to go on their Netflix and stream it, and you're going to just make pennies. So they're trying to figure out Johnny Manziel, like that's crazy. But they don't, celebrities and entertainers work an interesting schedule. They'll work 6 weeks and then take 4 weeks off, work 6 weeks, take 4 weeks off. So when they come over here on the streaming world, and I'm like, I'll just start streaming, and they realize how hard it is, because they think it's easy to sit behind here. All right, CGA is up there every morning. They think it's easy to do that, and it's very difficult. So, and it's a slap in the face to me, because what they'll do is they'll put in a couple of good weeks, 2 good weeks, and they'll go sit down. All right, they'll go sit down. They'll take a break. They'll get distracted, because not only that, live streaming is very boring, especially when you don't have talent. So if the podcaster doesn't have talent, the podcaster himself, the live streamer himself, if you don't have talent, it's boring as hell. And I do see clips of these boring ass, washed up athletes, current athletes, and rappers and washed up rappers. I see your shit and it's boring. Boring. That's why y'all need like 4 or 5 people up there, because these people are used to not working. All right, they work, they cut an album for 2 weeks, they cut the album, and they go sit back and they do a tour, show up at 2 o'clock in the morning, sing 12 songs and dip, sit back, smoke weed, and fuck hoes and groupies. A lot of people, a lot of live streamers, a lot of these celebrities, and they're watching me right now. They information sucks, bruh. They got bad information. Most of them can't put 2 words together. They don't host a good show. They're just rambling all over the place. They got co-hosts, lackeys. Why are these co-hosts there? They are lackeys. They're only there because the main host cannot keep the show going. Then they always bring some washed up bitch like Megan. What's her name? What's that one woman name that was a video vixen model? Then they bring an old piece of strag up there. Not a young bitch, an old washed up broad who can't hold water. She can't talk. She can't keep no attention. Then they pay people to clip it and put it out there and promote it. They come in with their natural fan base. It's just a bad. I haven't seen one good one. The only one I could see that was good was Shannon Sharp. He's the only one that has done it well. as a podcaster who was a former athlete or rapper. No, it wasn't Megan Good. It was Melissa Ford is who I'm thinking about. Who's completely uninteresting. She's not interesting. I think she even has her own show. These people suck, bro. They suck. They don't have any skills. They lack the skills. And then end up, you listen to them long enough. Then they sound like me 8 years down the line. All right. So shout out to him. Shout out to you. These people are terrible, bro. They host some terrible shit. And I ain't hating, man. They shit is terrible. Terrible. Shout out to, I don't know what to call you here, but we're going to call you free check. Long time watcher since 2020. First time super chatting. Coach, thank you so much for what you do on a daily basis. I'm 25-year-old black YN who has taken your advice and applied it. I recently passed my Series 65 exam, and now I plan to start my own fixed income ETF. Boss up. Shout out to you watching me as a young black male. Now you're 25, passing that Series 65. That's something to celebrate. So let's give a celebration to our brother here, free check, for putting in the work and bossing up. That's the definition of bossing up. Improving your situation. And that is a co-sponsorship from Free Check. Congratulations.
I'm rich, man.
My brother out here getting in the financial sector world, improving his position at a very, very important time, as we know we teach over there. Okay. Compound, residual, and passive income, CPR. And at 25, if he practices these principles with a very, very low investment, he'll be filthy rotten rich when he makes it to 50, 60 years old by the power of the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Not Andre the Giant, compound interest. So shout out to you. Congratulations, and keep it moving and bossing up. Shout out to our brother Mossman, says, thank you for making my night coach had to pay tuition since you didn't let me gift you. He says, also, you ain't have to stun on me with the super calico last night. Oh my God.
Oh my
He says, lastly, I still think you're every YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. They stay jacking you. He says, can I get the I got money? Shout out to you, man.
I got money.
And he says the YouTubers are
Straight
jacking your boy. But what had happened was, all right, my brother works at one of the casinos. I popped up with a nice fine piece of calico, and I had to say what's up to my boy working the bars in the casino out there in Vegas. So Moss Man had to come back and pay it back. Said, man, you had to stun on me with the nice piece of calico. Yes, I did. I had to show you this. I had to show you the power of the Jugo. All right, so you saw what I had. All right, and everybody was watching. All right, shout out to you, Moss Man. Good to see you over there last night at. Well, I can't. I'm not gonna. What do you call it? I'm not gonna out you and tell you where you were. All right, but you were somewhere working in one of the premier casinos on the Strip. Shout out to everybody. And Las Vegas ain't dead. It's just priced out the brokies. All right. Don't get mad at me. I ain't do it. It wasn't my fault. All right. Then we got our brother Ian Williams says, Hollywood CGA, support the show. Support the show. Like, number one, let me just see this. Shout out to Ian here. Okay. Let me say this. I got to do
new world order.
Yes. All right. Oh my goodness. Don't go on camera. Okay. They can't see all that. Oh my goodness. I can't eat it right now. All right. Thank you, baby girl. All right. Yeah. Whoa. She almost got me banned from YouTube right quick. Thank you very much. All right. She was naked. She was naked. All right. She was scantily clad. Oh, you can't even see it because it's green. It's green. All right. Anyway. I'm getting my puppy power. Yeah, the punani was out. It definitely was out. I was like, you can't come closer than that. All right, anyway. Ladies, it's that simple. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Can it be that it was all so simple then? All right, can it be that it was all so simple? That's all you got to do, ladies. You know, because I'm a prime real estate. I'm prime real estate out here. I'm a prime I'm a top 1%er. Oh, by the way, the reason why it looks funny is because it's green. All right. It is green. So a hint to the, let me drop a free blue chip for you here. When you're streaming, you cannot wear yellow and green on this stream, right? Because that's a common green screen color. All right. So it is a matcha color, but green and yellow will not do any well. It will kill a fellow on YouTube. So I remember one time I went and had this yellow shirt and I came in front of the screen. Pause. I didn't come in front of the screen. I sat down in front of the screen and I was complete. It looked like this, the yellow t-shirt, right? It looked like this. So green and yellow, you cannot wear. And there's some other colors that when I was working on Stream Labs, I couldn't wear either. It would completely change the whole temperature of the screen. And it typically was like light blue, something like that, like lighter blues. It would completely change the complete temperament of the screen. So it's like, damn, got to go back and change. All right. All right. I plan on wearing that shit. And then it didn't work. So that's why you got to watch. You got to wear primarily darker colors, although I'm getting away with this, maybe because of the mesh. But yeah, check shirts. I had a black and white shirt that was kind of checked. All right. That shit didn't work neither. I was like, well. So anyway, that was a free blue chip. And then that gives me an opportunity to promote patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams, The Money Mindset, 180 plus streams and clips of the past 3 years of the greatest webinar on Patreon, meaning that we meet every Sunday night promoting financial independence that we want men to have at all ages. The boss up era is here. Also, we also promote content creation. The old YouTube is dead. The old social media formulas don't work anymore. That's why you have to have a new approach to content creation, the ever-changing marketplace and landscape of content creation. It even is, I'm learning as we go because everything changes. All these platforms introduce a new tool, right? TikTok just introduced a new tool over the past 3 months. Instagram has introduced a new tool. And when they introduce a new tool, they want you to use the tool. Those who use the tool will get promoted. Those who don't use the tools, well, guess what? You won't grow. YouTube is introducing a new algorithm. They have demonetized hundreds of channels, and they've also made it so that even if you collect AdSense, it ain't enough. So your strategy of content creation has to change dynamically. We live in a new marketplace of social media, and social media is where the eyeballs are. I believe Kevin Hart was just talking about this. Kevin Hart was saying, hey, the advertisers are going to the streamers. By the way, YouTube is the #1 streaming platform in the world ahead of Disney, Netflix, and Hulu, and any app that ever existed. So YouTube is #1. This is why I'll never move from YouTube. All right. They're going to have to just move my ass. All right. I ain't moving. All right. Not full time. I'll go over there part time somewhere else. But it is what it is. And you can ask is. But that's how it is. And the link is in the description box. But just in case you didn't get it, it's patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams. The Money Mindset. The future is here. All right, here we go right here, man. It's getting tough. And by the way, man, you see what these young people are out here watching, all right? These long-ass, goofy-ass IRL live streams. I actually seen a couple of YouTubers put out videos in relationship to them getting less views and their AdSense being stolen. And let me just tell you this. The formula of making money directly from the platform is dying. If you didn't know, if you jumped on here is like, I'm going to make thousands of dollars via AdSense, I'm going to make thousands of dollars through monetization. That's a dying model, significantly dying model. That's out. And it will be really dead in 5 years. You mark my words, it'll be dead. They won't have to pay you, right? They won't have to pay you. They will not have to pay you because today there are people that are demonetized still putting out content. Instagram figured that out. They was like, we'll take away the money from the reels. Guess what? People still posting reels. They still posting reels. They're still providing the content for the platform. In fact, how many posts do you see on Instagram that is not a reel? How many posts on Instagram do you see that are not a reel? What percentage of posts on Instagram are reels? Posts on Instagram are reels. It says right here, 59%, 60%. 60% of posts on Instagram are reels. All right, which there are other posts that you could do, a picture, a carousel, or something like that, a story. So people, they just said, look, they're going to produce the content anyway. Why need to pay them? All right. Let me see what stories combined would be. Instagram and stories. So 86% of Instagram users regularly use stories. 59% of content creators here posts are reels. And they don't give me the good, accurate. A subsequent 86% of users post stories on a regular basis. Yeah. That's where we at, bro. That's where we at. But yeah, man, TikTok is making it hard for you to even get attention over there. It's tough. So the whole landscape has changed in terms of what they used to call social media, which is not very social anymore. It's just media. Yes, indeed. Shout out to all the content creators, man. It's just media now. We are the leaders of media. We are the leaders of media. We are on the top platform. If you're a content creator on YouTube, you're just media. You're just providing media in vlogs and stories and posts and reels, and that's where we are at. What are we doing here? Let's see here. What are we doing? Did I get everybody? I did. So let's go on to this part of the show right here. We got crime and law CGA. Oh, yes. Crime and law CGA, and then matriculating the ball downfield towards the main event. Crime and law CGA. Sorry, man. I'm repeating that, but I got to run my intro. Crime and law CGA. We got a report about a football player that allegedly has been accused of putting paws on his girlfriend. All right. Pause on his girlfriend. All right. And people are trying to connect the dots as to who the woman is because her name was not mentioned in the police report. But we have a mugshot from one Josh Jacobs of the Green Bay Packers, formerly of the Las Vegas Raiders. I actually am a fan of Josh Jacobs as an individual, former Alabama Crimson Tide running back. Definitely was in the same class, I believe, as Henry Ruggs. All right, so now we got him going to jail without bail. Josh Jacobs' mugshot revealed after shocking domestic abuse arrest. There's his mugshot right there. He is innocent until proven guilty. And you're in Green Bay, Wisconsin, putting paws on a woman? All right, this is crazy. Packers running back Josh Jacobs appeared serious while wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt in a mugshot and booking photo after his arrest in Wisconsin on a slew of charges on Tuesday, including domestic abuse. It says the 28-year-old Jacobs was booked in the Brown County Jail on charges of battery, criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, strangulation and suffocation, and intimidation of a victim. Oh, no. This is according to the press release here. Jacobs is a 3-time Pro Bowler entering into his 8th season and 3rd with the Packers, and posed with his arms unfolded in another booking photo showing his tattoos. So let's go ahead and show you those photos here so you can see those ecclesiastically, so you can see what not to do. There he is for you tattoo bozos out here. No, I'm just joking. All right. Shout out to my tattoo brothers out here. This is what you have to do when you get arrested because, yeah, y'all niggas going to have to identify the ink. And I don't understand why niggas get tattoos. Can we talk about that? Like, what is that? What is that? That looks like skywriting at night. You know what I mean? Like, why skywrite at night? Shout out to our brother here, JJ Walker. That's an old Jimmy JJ Walker Dynamite joke. Like, what? I don't even know what that looks like. All right. Hold on for a second. What am I looking at, nigga? I got to stand next to you, pull your paw all the way up to my face. What is that a picture of? Like, this looks terrible. Look, Like, are you bored? Are you bored, nigga? You know, women like tattoos and shit, so I get it. All right, but this looks like skywriting at night. Like, you're not going to see anything. Like, I can't see shit. What am I supposed to make up out of there? Look, the best tattoos the best people that make the tattoos work are like people from Polynesia, right? Those people that live in the sun and they're constantly like bronzed or tan or golden. Those people look great with tattoos. Those are about the only people who look good. Pale white people look trashy, bruh. Pale white people look absolutely terrible with tattoos. All right. They look like they definitely sick. And they always look dirty and shit. They always look like you need to scrub them with a Brillo pad. Pale white people look awful with tattoos. And if they got colors on them, they look absolutely terrible. All right. And then the next group is black people. All right. So if you're dark brown, what is this? Look at my tattoo niggas getting mad. They get mad. But I'm just saying, like, look, just for shits and giggles, I've been wanting to make this point for a long time. What is this? It looks like a bad birthmark. And then you got pictures of people's faces and shit. Like, what? Oh, my goodness. I mean, I don't know, man. That's why I've never gotten it. And everybody's like, Coach, man, you know, girls, because girls like tattoo niggas. They do. They like criminals. They suffer from hybristophilia. Is that what it's called? They suffer from liking criminal niggas. So they like the fact that you scar your body up like you hate yourself. But I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, it's not even recognizable. There's nothing on here. Like, if I see tattoos, I should be able to see it from at least 5 or 10 feet away. I should be able to identify what you have at least. And I'm gonna tell you, women with tattoos are terrible, bro. I don't know, man. I'm team no tattoo. But the women will be like, why you never got a tattoo? Do you have any tattoos? Fat white bitches be like, do you have any tattoos? Pussy percolating. And I'm like, no. Oh, muscles and tattoos they like. They love shit like this. But I just don't see why you would get something like this and you can't even make out what it is. And then it's all hodgepodge together. Like, what is it? Nigga, you saw Scribble Scrabble? I don't get it. All right. Anyway, I've never gotten it. But look, why put a stamp on this? Hold on for a second. Let me get some music. All right.
New world order.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Especially when it's going to look like this at the end of the day. At the end of the day, if it ends up looking like this. All right. Anyway, what was we talking about? What was the point of the story? All right. So here we go right here. The point of the story is, oh, that's why they made him put his arms out because, well, we got to identify the tattoos. All right. So here we go right here. It says police released a statement here and responded to a disturbance on Saturday morning. So this happened a while ago involving Jacobs and he was taken into custody on Tuesday. Wow. All right. That's interesting. Like, what is that about? So they went to his house on Saturday. They probably gave him the old OJ treatment. Oh, it's Josh Jacobs. We'll leave. Continue to beat her ass. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. And then they went over there. They was like, we got to arrest him, bro. All right. We can't let him whoop that trick. All right. So anyway, that's what it sounds like. He was whooping her ass on Saturday. Then got arrested on Tuesday. They had to have a powwow. They were like, oh, shit. We're going to have to arrest our star running back before the season starts. This is not going to go over well with the fans. All right. Well, apparently people are putting some. All right. Apparently people are connecting the dots of who it might possibly be. And everything I say is alleged. Everything I say is alleged. It says Packer star running back Josh Jacobs arrested on 5 charges, including domestic abuse and strangulation and suffocation. Why y'all beating these whippets' ass? Y'all beating her ass? You still whooping women today? Is this minister Jap? Y'all still whooping women? Whip their ass. All right. You know, these crazy ass niggas. All right. Put a hoe in check. All right. So this is the woman here, allegedly a freckle-faced mulatto. All right. With different color eyes. A freckle-faced mulatto with different color eyes. All right. Is that a demon? Apparently, there's the press release right there. Oh, by the way, this is the statement from Josh Jacobs' attorney, from Dr. Silverstein and Winberg. All right, if you will. Is that the law offices of Silverstein and Goldberg?
In these streets.
Wrong sound effect.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
It says Josh vehemently denies these allegations, and this matter is in the early stages of investigation with important evidence that has not been made public yet. It says we ask for fairness and restraint while the judicial process takes its course from the offices of Silverstein and Berg.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
All right, so shout out to them right quick. But let's take a look here. The internet sleuths have tried to figure out who this woman was, and they boiled it down to a woman named Kosh. All right, I'm not sure what that means. All right, but apparently she is of the internet variety there. She's calico. All right, also what? Mahi. All right, apparently. And there she is, all up in the suite, all up in the video, all up on the record. There it is right there. There she is. That's a nice little fine little mulatto. All right, freckle face mulatto. And there she is in the Green Bay Packer suites. So they are together. All right, and there she is poking her buns out. Got them saggy waggies up there. All right, okay, I see. All right, she look halfway. She light bright, almost white. All right, yeah. All right, damn. He was whooping this woman, allegedly. This is the woman allegedly claimed. There she is on the field right there. There she is. Oh, damn, she looking like a Russian Natasha. All right, look, that's apparently here. And now, by the way, here, look, I'm not trying to give her no free run here. This woman has over 2.6 million followers on Instagram. On Twitter, she has almost 1 million followers. And on TikTok, she has 2.4 million followers. So shout out to the guys out here that say if they were famous and rich, they wouldn't want a girl on the internet. But there she is right there on the internet. Now, allegedly, she was actually said to have been in a relationship with Caleb Williams. If you guys remember, this was the woman that they said during the playoff game that Josh Jacobs stole Caleb Williams' girlfriend. So this was also the woman allegedly attached to Caleb Williams, but that was denied later on. And there she is with a tramp stamp on her ass. But she just paints Caleb Williams' nails. So she in the fold out here. She in there putting contact with NFL players. And there she is here with Josh Jacobs. All right. And there we saw the evidence just so you can see she was in the suites. And I want to say one more thing. You can see that even on her profile. Is Josh Jacobs anywhere on her profile? Nope. Nah, see, when you're dating women like this that are mahi, you're going to be nowhere near the profile. All right. So even it's not just sugar daddies. You know, oh, they just mad. Hey, coach, they don't put you on their profile. But even Josh Jacobs didn't make the profile. All she did was drop a couple of hints. And oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hold on for a second.
Oh, the humanity.
They not going to let a nigga like a millionaire like Josh Jacobs fuck up their bag. Right there it is right there. She open and available to everybody. She for leasing for rent. All right. She for leasing for rent. Let me go ahead and see it on the reels if there's any reels of Josh Jacobs. Nope. Nope. So that means she for leasing for rent. Yeah. Not even a millionaire like Josh Jacobs can make her gram. All right. Not even a millionaire can make the gram. All right, so just like that, just like that. It's hard. Hey, Patrick McDavid, I hope you're listening, sir. This is about the closest he made. Oh, look at the comments. I hope you're okay. All right, here they come to save the day. All right, these hoes don't want to be saved. Here I come to save the day. This dude says, I would have never done you like that. Ooh, wait. Oh, man, they saving. Here I come to save the day. Damn, they saving in the comment section? This dude said, drop the charges. Get this nigga back on the field. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, damn. They tried to run the cap to save a whole play in the game. Okay, golly. All right. So let's see here if he appears on the carousel. All right. That looks like some sort of team bus. That does look like Green Bay in the back there. She's getting dragged to the. Okay. I mean, to me, she's a good looking girl in the face. Her face card is giving. All right. Her body regular to me, though. All right. All right, her body kind of like regular right there. So anyway, I mean, she looked regular degular. I touch these women like that all the time at the JUCO. All right, at the JUCO, that's the JUCO. That ain't even a JUCO special. That's a JUCO regular night. All right, so the regular night at the JUCO. But most of y'all ain't gonna get a woman like that at all on the regular dating marketplace. You're gonna be, don't wake me, I'm dreaming. Yes, indeed. All right, but me, that's regular degular. That's a regular night at the JUCO. Here, come in. Right, there we go, right there. Apparently, that's the woman that got her ass whooped by Josh Jacobs. And just so you know that I ain't the only one gossiping, but I'm gonna tell you, we have some teaching here. It says right here, internet is connecting Green Bay Packers running back Josh Jacobs' arrest to influencer Ash Cash. I believe that's how she pronounces it. Or high class ass. High class ass. I told you we about high class ass out here. And oh, by the way, should I just mention she is on the OnlyFans site? Yes, she is. She's on OnlyFans. Right? Did I mention that already or no? Nope. I didn't know that. All right, but yeah, so she's definitely mahi. All right, she's on OnlyFans. I can't provide you with the evidence, but she is. Let me see if I can. Okay, where did I find it? I actually had it up. All right, where's her Twitter? Okay, so I found it. Yeah, so it's, let's see here. Yep, exclusive content. Yep, is that I got her. That she. Okay, let me see. Yeah, for $4 for 31 days. $4 for 31 days. Yep. I mean, she's not very active, but she's on it. All right. She got about as many posts as I do. All right. But y'all don't want to see me over there clapping cheeks. All right. Why is this on the screen here? Let me take that down before YouTube does anything. But she's on the fans. They all on the fans, guys. They all on the fans. But it says right there, they're connecting the dots there. And it could be Ash Cash, but you also know, oh, by the way, you also know he does have a baby mama out here. And that's who I originally thought that it was his baby mama, you know, because Josh Jacobs has a baby mama that has 3 NFL football players' kids. All right, that's crazy, huh? And if you never heard me report on this, because seems like I talk about shit and then somebody else talks about shit and then you share it back with me like I didn't talk that shit. All right, but that's neither here nor there. I understand. But Josh Jacobs' baby mama has 3 kids by 3 NFL players. Yes, the rhythm, the rebel. Without a pause, I'm lowering my level. Let's go ahead and report on that as we're here. This is the woman right here on Crime and Law CGA that has 3 kids by 3 NFL football players right here. All right, so this is the woman out of Denver, Colorado. There's Josh Jacobs there. There's the old Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders quarterback and Seattle Seahawks quarterback right there. And then Eli Apple, formerly of the New York Giants and now of the Miami Dolphins. 3 NFL players got them cheeks and nutted in her. And yeah, Geno Smith is the other one. I prefer to not say his name because he didn't do too well with the Raiders. But who does? All right, but how? And they call her the most dangerous woman in the NFL. And I do have to add some remarks here. The most dangerous woman in NFL, IG model, has children with NFL stars Josh Jacobs, Eli Apple, and Geno Smith. I mean, that's crazy work. I mean, just think about the likelihood that you would deliver a child. But she must be fertile, bro. All right. She must be fertile. And let me add this. A couple of things I need to add to this commentary before we matriculate the ball downfield. One thing is that the NFL players have the worst contracts in professional sports. I mean, they have an awful contract. The union doesn't have much power. The owners yield all the power. And the union does its best, but they can only fight a battle. They only try to fight much battles, but they end up giving up the dookie hole. All right, they have non-guaranteed money, which means whatever they sign for, they get hurt, they can get waived. Basically, your signing bonus is your savior, so you want to get as much money up front as you can. But when you get fronted money, that means your money going to get short by the tail end of the contract. So by year 3, 4, and 5, you're getting paid peanuts. you getting paid peanuts because it was all front loaded in the signing bonus. So it's one of those things you got to protect and preserve that signing bonus. So that's number one. Number two, non-guaranteed. You get hurt, they can waive your ass, and they can waive you right before the draft and then draft another player to take your spot. If you're a running back, you are even in the worst position because the owners have decided to collude against running backs and say, we're not going to pay running backs top dollar. All right. So you're going to go out there and run the ball 67 times and have a goddamn car collision 68 times, get a concussion. And then all of a sudden, if your ass can't be out there playing no more after 2 or 3 years, scoop your ass out and get another one. All right. So they don't care about the valuing of the running back. So certain positions have no power. The quarterback really has all the power. But if you're not the quarterback or the linebacker or any of these players here, you basically they just waiting for you to break apart and then pay someone else. Okay, pay someone else. So there's that with the NFL players. And a lot of women target NFL players, but that's short money. They make the shortest money, have the shortest professional careers, of all the professionals. I mean, they had longer careers than I did. I'm not hating, but they have the shortest careers. Basically, 3 years that they're going to be in the league. 3 years they're going to be in the league. So that's where they're going to be. And then, a lot of them they end up having multiple kids by multiple women. And then what happens is they get hit with the child support. They get a couple of lawsuits and cases and false allegations, and then they're broke. All right. Real quick. It happens fast as a motherfucker.
Can't you get it through your thick skull that I'm broke? Dead, flat, stony broke. I've got $3.85 in my purse.
All right. So anyway, we were talking about that and went out on that tangent over there. All right. So yeah, man, how do you have 3 kids by 3 different NFL players? You got some splaining to do. All right. That's some splaining. How does that happen? All right. She's a family woman. All right. She's a family woman. Golly. That's crime and law CGA. Let's get out of there, man. What an evil world. And then she wants to do what? It does look like I'm drinking brew. I guess shouldn't do that because it does look like I'm having a beer on YouTube. I don't know if you can have a beer. I don't know if you can have a beer. Shout out to her. Anybody in Denver, you can look her up. All right. She does look. Let me see if I pull her up. See if I can put a word in and see if I can put hands on her hips. All right. She probably all stretched out at this point. See if I can pull her up. I did a show on her already. That's IG model. All right. I found her. All right. Nope, that's not her. Maybe she deleted her IG. Okay. Yeah. Nah, they keep giving me another one, a white woman. All right. All right. She should be an Instagram model. Her ish should come up, but they keep giving me a white woman out here. All right. Anyway, can't find her. All right. Who cares about her anyway? I don't care. All right. Let's see here. Let's do this story right here. We'll do this and then we'll do the main event here. But what do we got here? Okay. I'm actually deleting videos so I can clear out the room here. Get these things off my screen. Oh, I'm going to save that for later. Save that one for later too. All right. Let's see here. It's an evil world we live in. Let's do some evil world we live in. Shout out to the black men out here who love
the evil world we live in.
Who loves black women? Anybody in the chat? Press a 1 in the chat if you love your sisters. I love a sister. I can't resist her. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. You want to marry your sister. All right. You like the way she combs her hair. You like the stylish clothes she wears. It's just a little thing she do that make you want to get with her. Shout out to the brothers that love sisters. You've been on my mind, sister. All right, so let me get in here. We got a video of a woman, a sister that said, these niggas ain't shit. Go figure. All right, that's not a surprise. But she's going to give a long response or a long reason and a very viral post, I call it viral, of why these dating black men ain't worth it. All right, so I'm going to stir the pot a little bit. I'm going to stir the pot. Here's the sister dressed ecclesiastically. Looks like she's on her way to church. All right, there she is right there, ecclesiastically dressed. All right, you know, I would say she's not very attractive, but she's a plain Jane. I would call her a plain Jane. All right, she got her hair slicked back in a nice little ecclesiastical ponytail. All right, shout out to her sister out there. She got her sunglasses on, her stunner shades on. All right, got a little purple burgundy lipstick. All right, not too bad. Hey, regular average sister. Especially this is good because she ain't got a wig and a weave on at least. All right. She ain't got a BBL as far as I know. All right. That's a good looking sister. All right. Good looking sister. She make a good friend. But she said these niggas ain't shit in the dating marketplace. And she says right here, she going to explain why. And we're going to see if she's right. Here we go.
Black girls don't like saying this out loud, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Like, black men are just really not it. Unless the black man like grew up with money, middle class or above, like they're just not it. I'm so sorry. First of all, black men are like highly undereducated compared to black women in this country. Secondly, they have some sort of self-hatred thing going on that I literally have like no time to figure out. And thirdly, I don't know, like the first guy, I just get treated so much better by like Asian and white men. Black men, like unless they have money, I don't.
Oh my. Okay, all right. Good Lord, have mercy. She came out swinging, brothers. What are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do, brother? All right. Wow. She said Asian men. And what did she say? White men? Ghetto gagger. Treats her better than the black man. Wow. All right. And she said a lot of them, what did she say? Uneducated. You uneducated Neanderthals. You Shaka Zulu ass niggas out here and you ain't got no college degrees. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, that's forever gonna be the marker. Unfortunately, black women are gonna yield. They're gonna wave that degree around. They're gonna wave that degree. I got degrees. As TD Jake said, more degrees than a thermometer. All right, running around there. Look at my degrees. Well, we already knows what happened. That's not always a good sign. Degrees are not always a good sign. Adrien Broner got confronted about her degrees, couldn't even find one. She was like, I can't even find one. But she said Asian men and white men treat her better. And she said, unless the black man got money. So let's hear where she's going right here. Unless the black man got money. Let's play it.
The only bad experiences I've had with black men are the ones who don't have any money. I don't know. This has just been my personal experience in life. We do have to like remember that everyone's experience in life is going to be different. But me personally, girl, I don't know. Like, okay, so I was talking to a guy and I told him, he like asked me what my most memorable date was. And I told him like, oh, like the most memorable date I've been on was when the guy called me an Uber there. He showed up with a bouquet of roses, and he had a purse for me. And then he Ubered me.
Okay, she lying. She lying. She added that detail. Like, you were telling a good story. I was rooting for you. We were rooting for you. But she added in the purse. You lying ass. And I ain't even tripping on the rest of the stuff. But why you had to throw in there and embellish to make it all great? And he had this and that and that and this and a purse and a Uber Black. Okay, now you can't make me believe, bruh. Where the purse at? Show it. Show me your purse, Cheyenne Bryant. Let me go back so I can catch that, because look at her face. Her face changed when she threw that purse in there. All right, hold on for a second. Okay, here we go. Let's go back.
Memorable date I've been on was when the guy called me an Uber there. He showed up.
An Uber there. Okay, that's normal to me, but a lot of broke niggas ain't gonna do that. I get it, because they think pussy is free. Pussy's supposed to be free. I saw a post that said that today. Why am I paying for something that's supposed to be free? Who says? Right? Who says it's supposed to be free? Like, to say it's supposed to be free is diabolical. But she says he ordered me an Uber. Okay, let's continue.
With a bouquet of roses.
With flower and bouquet of roses. Okay, that's impossible.
And he had a purse for me.
Nope. I'm going to guarantee you that purse wasn't there. All right. Possibly the bouquet of roses is a slight possibility. The Uber for sure to get them nasty booty cheeks. All right. But I'm not buying the purse. I'll buy the rest for $1, but nope. No.
And then he Ubered me back home after the date.
He Ubered me back home. That's normal shit. But of course, broke niggas gonna say no because it's supposed to be free. All right. But nah, I'm gonna say just the basic look on your face. You lying about that. You lying about the purse. And you ain't got to lie to kick it. But let's continue.
If I were to tell like a black man that who like, I don't know, came from like poverty, he would have been like, or like, I don't know. Yeah, just came from whatever. He would have been like, he did all that for you? What? Why would someone do like the way I just know the way a black man would have responded would have been like so sassy and like, because I guess they never saw anyone do that for their mothers. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the issue is. I don't know. But that would have been the response versus like when I told that to a white man, his response was, that's classy. You know what I mean? Because it is classy. And I know this is a lot of other black women's reality too. Like, we see how black women are like in large numbers not marrying black men anymore. They're marrying Indian men, they're marrying Hispanic men, they're marrying Asian men, and they're marrying white men in large numbers. Like, this is happening very frequently.
Okay, I mean, listen, I'm not mad at what she's saying. She did throw in a lie. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up her page here because I'm curious. All right, she got me. I'm curious to what she looks like. She doesn't have that many subscribers there. She has like little under 5,000. Okay, little under 5,000, and she's talking about her experience and what she sees from her point of view. People are calling her a divester, which means absolutely nothing to me. I don't speak nigga. Like, I don't speak these nigga. I won't say nigga. Let me do some respect. I don't speak black community. Like, whatever the black community y'all be talking about somewhere down in Opelousas, Louisiana, and somewhere down in Atlanta, Georgia, or somewhere in Cincinnati, Ohio, I don't know what a divester is. Like, it means nothing to me on the West Coast. All right, I don't know what that means because I'm not around enough black people to have that affect me. I don't know what a tether is. I can't even describe what that is. I don't know what an FBI is or FBA. I'm not from Washington, D.C. or Virginia. Like, none of this shit means nothing to me, right? I'm just around, all I see is black person, that's all I see. What is a divester? All right, I don't know what that means. Like, it means nothing to me. By the way, just so you guys know, Vanglorious, this is protected by the red, black, and the green. All right. Well, with the key, sissy. Somebody said do some research. Well, it's irrelevant to me. So why? I mean, I'll pull it up. I pulled it up. I hear it all the time. When I say it means nothing, when I say I don't know what it means to say it means nothing to me. That's what I mean. Like, I know what it means, but it means nothing. That's what I mean, sir. I mean, I've done the work. I've heard it. I've heard it discussed for like 10 years on YouTube. I mean to say it means nothing to me. Not I don't know what it means. All right. I know I said that, but I'll clear it up. One for you, bro. It means nothing to me. It's meaningless. It's meaningless conversation. It don't mean shit. Like, amongst the other conversations, light skin, dark skin, that means nothing to me. You're light skin, you're dark skin. In the West Coast, that means zero. All right. That doesn't mean nothing because most people on the West Coast are going to be mixed. And the likelihood that you're going to experience some strife between dark skin and light skin people is rare. There's only 10% black people on the West Coast. Nobody gives a fuck if you're of those 10% of black people. Nobody cares if you're dark skin or light skin. Because if you're light skin, you're probably mixed. All right. So it's like, nobody got these light, bright yellow bitches, you know what I mean? These red bones. There's not that many red bones on the West Coast for us to be like, oh, you get priority over the black bitches. Like, nobody cares. Like, that is the most meaningless conversation I hear about. And I got to show you here. Let me see here. Here we go right here. I'm going to show you this because this is a mind-blowing chart. And I put this chart up, and this dude told me this is white man statistics. I about fell out of my fucking chair. All right, but people don't realize, all right, that this is what the map looks like in terms of African Americans. And some dude tried to say this isn't true. I know black people in Boise, Idaho. Bro, you don't know how to read a map. It doesn't mean zero. But this is the black American makeup in America. That's why I'm telling you, in certain conversations that extend in amongst the black community, it's irrelevant to most of the country. I know you think it is relevant, but it's irrelevant. Once you move east to Texas to the west, it's nothing, none of that shit makes sense. It's a useless conversation. Really, that's a conversation for these people in the lower half of the most highest humidity in the country. I believe the number tells us 68%, almost 70% of black people live in this region. 70% of all the black people in this country live right here where that cluster is. And not only that, I'll pull up another map just to show you. Let me see here. I'll pull up another map to show you this. Ironically, over a second. Ironically, this map exists as well. All right. So I don't know if the correlation. All right. But look at that same cluster. Unbelievable. All right. There is some cluster around on the West Coast, but take a look at where the pocket is hot. That's the HIV map, y'all. That's the map of HIV and AIDS. Where AIDS exists in the U.S., that's the map of the HIV. That is the same cluster. You see that? Am I tripping or not? All right. Well. Pussy is free, huh? That's what happens when you get free pussy. And a lot of black Duke shooters out there because, well, y'all butt broken niggas, y'all slave masters, you should put you up the duty hole. All right, anyway. All right, so anyway, this conversation is interesting. She's going on and on about these brothers ain't ish, but let's take a look at her real quick. This is evil. This is evil, man. Like, why are you going on these brothers? What did they do to you? What did they do to you? All right, there she is right there. What are you calling her right there? She says, some lustful black teenage boy in my apartment complex who wants to be hood, but I literally am in the suburbs. So she definitely got it out for brothers. There it is right there. Some insecure black men are in my comments bullying me saying I don't have any hair. Okay, yeah, she going in on niggas. She definitely got a problem. And there she is being okay. Yeah, she going in on y'all niggas. She got it out for y'all. She on a hunt. She on a rabbit hunt. I can't stop her. That's y'all's problem. That's y'all's problem. All right. But they hating in the comment section. Okay. And she blacker than a trillion midnights. We also have a young lady here that has this to say about, well, this is a famous clip that we used to play.
I've flown myself to Paris. I've done Greece. I've island hopped. I've done all of that.
All right. Remember when we talked about that? Don't rush me, nigga. Hey, hey, bro, this is my show. Do not rush me. I do what the fuck I want to do. In fact, just because you said next topic, we're going to go through one by one. We're going to play the rest of her fucking video. We're going to play the rest of the video, nigga. You don't tell me what the bitch ass nigga from the chat. Nigga, you donate and tell me what to do. Coach, I appreciate what you do. Now, we're going to play the rest of the video, bitch ass nigga. Go take your ass to your lunch break in your fucking FedEx goddamn truck while I play the video, you UPS driver ass nigga. We playing the rest of the video because you tried to fucking tell me what to do. You don't tell me shit. This is YouTube, which just means I do what the fuck and you get the marching, nigga. You get the unsubscribing. I do what the fuck I want, bitch, nigga, especially when you ain't paying me. So now the rest of the funky ass video. Anyway.
And it's just like, as quiet as it's kept, like, I know no one wants to say it out loud, but there's a big reason for this. You know what I mean? Like, this is not happening for no reason. Like, black men are literally doing something wrong. Like, they're fucking up somewhere. I feel like
I'm gonna play another one of her funky ass.
I feel like,
oh my god, I have the craziest pimple right here. Literally don't know where it came from. But anyways, hey y'all, I wanted to get on here and talk a little about my lore. It's a lot of people commenting on.
All right, anyway. Why do I, when I talk about black people, them niggas, y'all get a little itchy and shit. Y'all get nervous because you gonna swear I'm gonna say the hard ER. You know I'm gonna say the hard R. You gonna see the racist CGA come out. You be like, CGA, man, don't talk too much about black people. We get uncomfortable. We don't got enough nigger history lessons to come up here and dispute you. They gonna start watching these nigga writers, these nigga authors that just can't get the fact that they a nigga out of their head. All right, and so they keep writing false history books, leading you astray to niggerdom. He talking too much about black people and telling the truth, so I don't want him to talk about it. Can we move on? Okay. Black people make up the majority of your population is down south. All right. If you live down south, by the way, if you live down south and you never been out of the South, I'm going to tell you, you don't have no reality of the world. You don't even have the reality of the world, let alone the United States. Okay. If you have lived all of your life in the South and haven't been out of the South for a significant portion of the time, you do not have a reality of what life is in the United States. Your reality is skewed. Because this woman was from Atlanta. She was in town. We bumped into each other. She's from Atlanta. And she was like, where are all the black folks? She just could not figure it out. I was like, only 10% of the population here in the West Coast is black, and they live in pockets. And she was like, that's crazy. She's like, she's so used to seeing black people. She's so used to seeing it. But they don't understand that they're rare in the whole country. They think there's like millions of them. The white man statistics say. But I'm just going to tell you, and as a former person, I've lived in every region of the United States. Every region. I lived in the Southwest, the West Coast. My mother lived in the Pacific Northwest. That is Seattle for the ignorance. Okay. I lived in Wisconsin, Milwaukee to be specific. I've lived in, New Mexico and Nevada. Over there, I've lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I lived in New York State. I've lived in all the regions, all the time zones. I've lived in Utah. I've also lived in Utah. So I've lived in almost this entire corridor. So that would be the Rockies, the mountain areas. Okay, so I lived in the mountain time. So I've lived in everywhere in the United States. Just so you know, most people who never left the South, they don't have a single idea. They're clueless about the reality of everybody's experience in the United States. Clueless. Somebody says, so never majority black. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. There was a bunch of niggas down there. So never majority black. Baton Rouge. All right, let's pull it up the data. You see these niggas start itching. Y'all wear y'all niggerdom like too much on your sleeve. Y'all got like, you have a very inferiority complex that is unexplainable. And I'm going to tell you, you need to read my book because that inferiority complex, it's meaningless when you leave Alabama. Like your racism, your inferiority complex is meaningless. It's holding you back. It's holding you back. Like this is like you got a skewed sense of the world. You have a skewed sense of what realities. I guarantee you, when you march your ass out of this goddamn cluster, nobody gives a rat's ass about you being black but you. It's irrelevant to the rest of the nation. This inferiority complex is weird. It's a weird thing for me, but I grew up mostly on the West Coast. So I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, what are y'all talking about? Down here, you could act like white people don't exist. And let me just say this. Even the white people that live in that bottom part are literally like the lowest class of white people on earth. On earth. Not just the United States. So the white people you encounter are damn near ignoramuses. Like they're ignorant, like uneducated, ignorant. Like the large percentage of white people are ignorant, low class, uneducated, and so forth and so on. So you're not even getting an experience of what real white people are. You don't even know. You're getting like trailer park trap, toothless, Dixie flag wearing on the ball cap, the chewed up ball cap white people. You're not even, you getting trailer park trash and hillbillies and rural niggas. You know what I mean? You ain't even getting real white people. You getting the lowest rung of society white folks that even white people across the whole nation just literally just like, okay, these people don't count. All right. So even when you're having racial issues and racial tension amongst this group of white folks, this ain't even the white folks running shit. They're not even running shit. They're at the bottom. Sunflower seed eating ass, pork rind, bologna sandwiches, Oscar Mayer eating ass white folks, mayonnaise. Right. White Claw, the low rung, low. So I'm like, bro, what are y'all even work? You have a skewed reality of your world, skewed. And people, look, this map should show you. This map is like bulletproof. What I'm telling you is travel. Please travel. Open your mind. Leave your city. Leave your state. Travel to another region of the state, of the country. Not saying it's going to be better. Get outside, get your passport. Travel outside the world. If you constantly live like this, you're going to have a skewed sense. I'm trying to help you guys. You're going to have a skewed sense of the world. It's not going to be reality. It's going to be your reality, but it's going to be nobody else's reality. Like women that look like, what's that woman named? Paula Deen? They only exist in this part of the world. You don't see no Paula Deen bitches outside of here. You're clueless. And if when I hear what you talking about, I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now, that's your reality. It ain't mine. All right. So that's what I'm telling you. Like, move around the country, get a car, nigga, get in your Cadillac, go get in your Chevrolet Caprice, move around, stop inbreeding, stop making babies that you don't have a wife for. Stop drinking Kool-Aid with dill pickles dipped in them. Stop eating all that barbecue. Okay? Stop eating all that barbecue.
It's barbecue in there.
Put down the mosquito spray. Take that goddamn, what do you call it? Bonnet off your head. Stop wiping your head with a little nasty ass dishcloth walking around. Run around here, look at all them fat ass swollen ankles and cankles and toes and all this shit. Like, bro, I'm just telling you, bro. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help. Hey, this is a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here. Oh my goodness. You guys got to move around. Some of these places in America ain't worth shit either. I'm just letting you know. Where there's no black people, well, they never want black people there. But most of those places, most of America is really garbage. All right. Just so it's uninhabitable. Now we're going to diss the rest of Americans. If you go back and look at the Louisiana Purchase, most of the land that makes up what they call middle America, aka the flyover states, aka these are trash dump ass places. The only reason they're relevant is because it opened up a gateway to get to relevancy. The Mexicans. All right. That's what happened. It allowed us to get to where the Mexicans had shit. All right. And where the Mexicans had shit, it was nice and hot. It was warm all year round and sunny. All right. There were deserts and water and mountains and shit. All right. But the rest of America really meaningless by itself. All right. And that's like, that would include like almost 20 to 30 plus states in the United States. All right, let me see here. If you do your research on America, they tried to teach y'all niggas this in history lessons, but y'all fell asleep when they talked about the importance and relevance of the Louisiana Purchase. All right, take a look at this map. If you look at this map, there it is right there, the Louisiana Purchase. You see where the states were, the 13 colonies. Right there. Then you see where the Mississippi Territory, there's Spain with Florida. And there it is. That's the map of the areas. It wasn't just Louisiana. It wasn't just Louisiana, although it says Louisiana Purchase. It was much more than Louisiana. And might I add, the shittiest areas, swampland, Oklahoma, all right, Missouri, Indiana, parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin, Montana, all right, Colorado, places you don't want to be in many months of the year. Many months of the year. Like you could literally say for 6 to 8 months in any of this region is uninhabitable. History by CGA. Like For 6 to 8 months of the year in any of this shit, you don't want to be there. You literally don't want to be there. Like, nah, hell nah. That goes from all the way down from Montana all the way to Louisiana. Oh, hell nah. Right. So everything up here in the north from October to May, you don't want to be. You don't want to be there October to May. Then matriculating down south from anywhere from May to motherfucking what? September, you don't want to be there neither. By the way, these are the least populated areas. Yep, Oklahoma, tornadoes, Kansas. I mean, Kansas, this is all just the gateway to the West Coast and the Mexicans. All right, we had to get to the Mexicans. And then we had to take the Mexican shit. All right, give me that shit. All right, give me that shit. Give me that shit. Give me California. We only want California, but we got to take all that shit. All right, we got to take the desert and all that shit. Where we at? The Mexicans was living good. All right, the Spanish was living good over there. All right, they was like, this is great. All right, we got the best part of there. And all right, get them Indians up out of it. Put them Indians in the middle of all that shit. Right there in Oklahoma. Just put them in there. Right there in Arizona. We got to get to the gold. We got to get to the West Coast. Anyway. Drunk History by CGA. We'll make all these states a state because they got silver and gold. All right, we got to get the Mexicans up out of there before we tell them they got gold up there in them hills. Right? It was like, hey, Mexicans, wouldn't you want to go down there across the border? And the Mexicans was like, sure, amigo. And then we started digging for gold. All right, hey, the Mexicans was like, hey, what about us? Vato? Essay? Would you leave those little 4'7" Mexicans? All right, those little Mexican Indians, leave those chiquitas. Right, all of them gorditas and tortas, take their to Juarez and Tijuana. All right, take them fat ones. All right, keep them young 15-year-old Mexicans. Mamacita, señorita. All right, anyway, let's get back to the show. But I'm doing that because the nigga told me what to do. With that being said, the quinceañeras. She's a full-grown adult. That was back then, not now. Back then, don't at me. Look at your history. That was back then. Hoes didn't want me. All right, what are we doing here? We have this woman that says a well-traveled woman is undateable. And it looks like her name is B. McQueen. B. McQueen. There's another one of these. Are y'all calling her the divester? Is that what y'all calling her too? Let's see what this sister has to say.
The more you travel as a woman, the more undateable you are. And usually people talk about this when it comes to education because they're like, the more educated a woman is, the less likely she is able to find a partner. However, I think this also holds true for travel. Firstly, men want to impress you when it comes to dating. So they're going to try to take you to a nice restaurant. They're going to try to give you a nice experience because they want to show that they are an impressive person. However, if you're someone who has snorkeled in the Galapagos and then watched a surf competition in Tahiti and then went horseback riding on the beach, and then you also have skied in the Swiss Alps, and you have also, gone to safari to watch the wildlife migration, like, you are very difficult to impress. On top of that, you likely have a different skill set because you can likely navigate a metro in a foreign country. You can understand people even if you don't know the language. You probably even know if danger is around, even if you don't know the language. And you have a completely and totally different perception of the world than the average person, especially.
All right, she's not lying, but let's go back to this. All right, she's not lying, but she then went out here and did all this.
And then watch an impressive person. However, if you're someone who has snorkeled in the Galapagos and then watched a surf competition in Tahiti and then went horseback riding on the beach, and then you also have skied in the Swiss Alps, and you have also, gone to safari to watch the wildlife migration, like, you are very difficult to impress. On top.
All right. Oh my goodness. She basically said,
I've flown myself to Paris. I've done Greece. I've island hopped. I've done all of that.
Damn, you done all that, sister? Hey, man, congratulations, man. No hate on that. You didn't snorkel in the Galapagos. You'd have been tricking, taking me skiing at the Aspen's aunt. Who took you to all these trips? Who took you these vacations? Sugar daddy. It's get him daddy season.
Get him, daddy.
All right, daddy took her to vacation.
Okay, daddy.
Wow, ma'am. Well, I've often said that in dating, it's a little bit difficult to meet the expectations of women because most of the time women are doing things. They're either doing them through their parents or they're going to do them to a man they're dating. Or if they're at the JUCO, the guy is a sponsor, or they're kind of like they're less likely to do it on their own, although they'll claim that they're doing it on their own, which makes it difficult for men their age and even slightly older to impress them. Patrick McDavid, listen up. Most young men don't get this experience unless they're like suburban kids and like upper middle class suburban. So if that's the case, well, it's even hard for she's saying men in my age, because I have this experience traveling, I'm not impressed when they invite me to dinner or they don't order an Uber or they don't do these things that she claims that have been done for her, or she's setting the bar higher, or she has done it. So the men that probably could want to be with her don't impress her. So she said, I'm undateable, which I'm telling you what she's saying is I agree with it, because even men are somewhat, your options are restricted once you start ascending higher upon the ladder. You'll have sexual options, but in terms of legit options for relationships, your options decrease, not increase. Your sexual options increase. But even when your sexual options increase, you'll get tired of having that access to sexual options because you'll have it like in abundance, relatively short order, and it'll be nonstop flood. And then you'll eventually be like, all right, cool, I'm good off that. Right. Then you might even start looking for a perfect match, which there's no perfect match. Even for me, as women have 300 things that you have to measure up to, even if she says well-traveled women are undateable, if I met her, and let's just say if I sat across from her and I said, well, where have you been? And then I say, where have you been? All right. And we measure where we've been. More than likely, I've been to more places than her or just as many places. And we will probably bump heads there too. That's not a guaranteed match. So yes, I think as women ascend to higher prominence, they're going to have less opportunities for matches. This is not rocket science. If that's the case, how does Gen Z people get together? Women are, as you heard, women are more educated. They have more degrees, specifically Black women. They make just as much money. They have their own homes. They have traveled more. They have done more things and gathered more experience, which is fine with me. But how are you going to find a mate? Especially when you look down upon the men that haven't done these things. How? She's going to be out here floundering, believing she's going to have to open herself up to the world. But just to be honest and fair, she ain't got it like that. She ain't bad looking, but she ain't that good looking.
On top of that, you likely have a different skill set because you can likely navigate a metro in a foreign country. You can understand people even if you don't know the language.
If she knew Italian, she would do well. If she knows multiple languages, she'll do fine. If she doesn't know multiple languages, she's going to struggle.
You probably even know if danger is around, even if you don't know the language. And you
Sounds
have a
like
completely,
along.
totally different perception of the world than the average person, especially someone who's never left the U.S. Their world is this big and their problems are this big, but they think it is this big.
All right, so I was just describing that. She's accurate. I think everything she's saying is true. The problem is then when people are looking for why it's not working with this particular generation, I have pointed to these issues that as much as women are, giving them their own self gifts, providing for themselves, going on their own field trips, some of them going into education, some high class corporate work, they have the platform to be able to build these things and the encouragement to do so. You go, girl. Whereas men aren't encouraged to do these things. They're encouraged to do them with a girlfriend. Why are you traveling by yourself? Are you a sex tourist? That's what we would get if we do these things on our own. Settle down, get a relationship. I don't respect a man that isn't married. So men tend to not do it. Men also tend to not have the resources. Okay. They don't put the resources there. I think men don't particularly treat themselves well. They treat themselves poorly. If you tell a man, treat yourself better, he will come up with 15 reasons as to why not. I'm not going to treat myself better. I don't need all that. I don't want to look gay. I ain't spending no money on that. Like, they're going to come up with 15 reasons as to why not do so. And the only time he might do better for himself is if a woman is involved. So if a woman loves him, he'll start to do better and eat at better restaurants. He'll start to do things and dress better. I do want to say a lot of men, I'm actually kind of miffed at this issue that I see in the dating world of young men where, and this has always existed, but it exists way more today, and it kind of bugs me and irritates me. And it's not going to go well with the red pill audience because, well, they're full of maggots and bitch ass niggas. But when I see young people out, not to say I never did this when I was young, but I tried it not to. When I see young people out, they typically are not out exclusively on dates, but they're out in gatherings, social element, if you will. But even when they're on dates, the woman will be dressed up. Okay. She will be dressed up or attempt to dress up. Even when she'll go her best to go back in the back of that closet and get that little black mini skirt, and she'll get her cheap ass shoes, and she'll jump out there and she'll be dressed up. She'll grease her legs up. Then I see the guy that she's with. And he didn't even try. Dingy ass shirt, jeans sagging off his ass, sneakers, basketball shirt, baseball cap. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, man, what? Wow. Because I be taking my JUCOs out to some nice shit. And then, like, you know, I see, especially on Valentine's Day, you see it because the dude just going through the motions. The dude, it was like she got dressed and she made the reservation and she said, let's go, and drove the car with this nigga on the side and just tapped him on his head and be like, okay, put your video game controller down. Now, when I see stuff like that, it bugs me because I'm like, well, these niggas aren't making any effort. Like, that's not an effort at all. No effort was made. It's like no effort was made at all. And this is where you are. Look at where you are. You're at a nice place. But the dudes are so lazy, lethargic. Most of the time they kind of fat, goofy looking. And I'm like, wow, no effort. No effort. But dudes will say, well, I'm still getting it. I'm still getting the sex. Well, this is what happens. Once that woman reaches that age probably is like 23, 24. And you're going to see the women start to say, well, they're mature, although their brainstem doesn't develop. Then you're going to see her pivot and date different type of guys. That's when she switches and pivots because she's going to get tired of that. It worked for him for a little bit, but then she's going to want to start acting more mature and grown. Typically between 25 and 28, she's going to want grown men, not goofy ass niggas, not pookies, not Ray Rays, not tattooed up niggas. Like, she might still like guys like that, but eventually she'll pivot. All right, she gonna pivot up out of there. And I'm talking about the United States. All right, if I was talking about somewhere else, but that kind of bugs me when I see that. I was like, nigga gave no effort at all. Like, no effort. And men in general are no effort people, low effort. Men in general by nature are low effort. So, you know, that's where the difficulty is. And then dudes will be like, well, I'm just here to fuck. Anyway. But dudes don't spend money. They don't invest in themselves. All right. They don't invest in things they care about. Only when it's required. Like, okay, you can't play any video games. All right. They'll plunk down the money then. All right. They'll be like, all right, I want to play this game online with this dude. But when it comes to investing in their look, investing in their style, investing in anything they do, their interest, they assume that it's going to be free. Information put you up on the game free. All right. Anyway, enough about that. We got the main event here. Oh, yes. We got a great main event coming up here. Yeah, we got a great main event. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to do the super chats and then come back. Let's see here. Nothing on the Cash App. No worries. No worries. No worries. I do have a video that kind of shows you this coming up here. That's interesting. Patrick Bet David coming up here for the next 45 minutes to an hour, roughly. If you're a low effort male, let me know. All right. Let me know if you're offended. I sense that this group is ready to boss up. We're ready to leave behind the low effort males. Shout out to Brayon says, ladies and gentlemen, think before you react. I say again, think before you react. People, when you don't think about your actions, they can lead you to facing felony charges. When you get emotional, 10 seconds of emotion, a minute of emotion can ruin 10 years of hard work. You've been working hard, 10 years of hard work. One moment of emotion can mess it up. You could lose everything. So, we're fortunate to be here. All right. We got Venmo. Shout out to our brother Sang says, Coach PBD can't even find their co-host Vinny a girl. How is he going to teach young men? Shout out to Vinny. All right. Shout out to Vinny. So, yeah, they can't even find him a girl. I think I know who Vinny is, but I really don't know his relationship status. So I can't say. DG Seymour, shout out to you over there on the Ko-Fi. Trinidad Sheldon says, as for K. Michelle in the K. Michelle story in the Bible, Jacob's wife Leah gave another to her husband Jacob. Also, sex outside of marriage is a sin. Maybe I should read that again. Sex outside of marriage as a sin is not biblical unless it's with another man's wife. Fornication is Latin and not a biblical language. It was added 500 by translators. Christ is king. Shout out to Trinidad Shelton, promoting polygamy. I'm going to tell you, man, I don't see the idea of people, like if a wife finds another girl for her husband, that's fair game. It gets weird if other husbands find another man for the wife. I don't even care if I'm coming from the biased perspective, but I don't believe that. I believe that because, and I'm going to tell you why, because generally the man wants more sex from the wife. Generally, the husband wants more sex from the wife. It is generally that the wife wants to ration off sex to the husband. So she's not in the mood. She's got a headache. She's on her period, right? She doesn't believe she has to do it that much. It's too much for her. She only wants to give you 2 to 3 times a week. She's kind of rationing it out for you. She wants you to hurry up. It's kind of lackluster, Carl's Jr. star. So if it's in fact the women are rationing out sex to the husband and he has to wait till she's in the mood, he has to kind of get her going, then there should be other women for the husband. That's all I'm saying. So it doesn't typically work on the other side unless the guy's just not interested in the wife. And that's typically later on in the marriage when it's 25 years in. But if a woman approaches a marriage where she's like looking at it as like, oh, it's like pulling teeth. Oh, man, I don't think I could measure up and do that much. If you're doing that as a woman and you're not waking up and sucking his dill's nick and you ain't over here licking his ball sack and you ain't out here just letting him get that morning doggy style right out. You don't wake up in the morning and just put your face in the pillow and toot that ass up. If you find that to be a vile representation of a marriage, all right, do not get married. Have some, or get married and have some pussy lined up for your husband. Have a girl come in and fix your husband's meat. And if you're insecure about him leaving you for the other woman, well, tighten up your game. Learn to throw that head back. All right, but yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, Trinidad. But I had a conversation with some older women. It was like 2 times a week max. Like, and that sounded like the 2 times a week was like pulling teeth. Like, what? That's too much? Oh, hell no. You're literally trying to just give that minimum of 2 in. Oh, no. Anybody say, well, sex is not that important in marriage. Why get married? I heard a dumb woman saying that. It was a TikTok, and I never played it, but it was a woman saying, it was her thinking, and of course, young people are thinking these things through. She said, do you realize that if women didn't give sex to men, that men would not give relationships to women? I was like, oh, we gone. All right, we gone. We're gone. If it wasn't for sex, men wouldn't even get into a relationship with us. You think? You think? Think about this twice. Like, you think? So is sex important or what? It's very important. That is crazy. Black Boss says, I drove from Minnesota, coach. Just made it to Boise, Idaho yesterday. And you were right. It's rural as F. Yes, indeed. I've been to Boise. I've been to Idaho, several areas of Idaho. Woo. I mean, other than the city of Boise, it's rural. The whole state is rural. All right. I've been to Moscow, Idaho. I've been to, I played all the Idaho teams, Idaho State, Pocatello. I've been to Pocatello. I've been to Moscow, which is University of Idaho, and I've been to Boise State. I've been to all of those. All right. And I've been to, there was a fine ass lake out there. I believe it begins with an M. Hey, if you know it, don't say it in the chat because niggas don't know it. Don't say it in the chat. Like, let's keep shit a secret. Let's gatekeep shit. Right. Anyway, shout out to Black Boss. All right, don't tell these niggas. All right, because don't tell these low class motherfuckers. They gonna go over there and just tear shit up, and fuck it up for everybody. They gonna be out there doing freaknik out there. CGA mentioned this lake in Idaho, and I want to go to it, ass nigga. Anyway, nah, don't say it. It's in the middle of Wyoming. Eastern Wyoming, to be specific. It's Rock Springs, Wyoming. Rock Springs, Wyoming. Go to it. Go now. Hey, everybody at Rock Springs, get ready. Here these niggas come. All right, shout out to Larry C. Says, been doing some white man stats on today's topic. The Gen Z dating data connects to the graph theory. In short, Gen Z females appear to be exercising more avenues for dating. Not sole factor. Also, Gen Z males are 4 to 5 times disadvantaged in dating when factoring in millennial men. Okay, so millennial men, which are open and available to women, which we see in the data. Well, if a woman's considering millennial men and Gen Z men, but Gen Z men are only considering Gen Z women, they're severely disadvantaged. And this is why you then see the propaganda of those Gen Z men going to older women, which are women in their 40s and already have kids. So that's significant disadvantage. And the data shows us that many Generation Z women are in relationships. They claim to be in relationships, but then Gen Z men claim to be half of those claim to be in relationships. And you're like, how? That's the same generation. Well, Gen Z women can date to millennial and even Gen X. Okay, even Gen X. All right, so let's see here. Even though she's using me for my money, all right, she's finessing me. Shout out to TWP, says, I got a new JUCO in the rotation. Told her I'm running late from the gym last night and I needed to shower before we handle business. And she told me, please don't do that. I like my nuts salty, daddy. Oh,
Get him, daddy.
Needless to say, we had a great time, but these JUCOs are out here wilding, coach. Well, one thing we talk about over here at CoachGregAdams.locals.com is that women are nasty. They nasty, and I like them nasty. All right, from ashy to classy. Women got some strange, well, what we consider strange fetishes or things that they like. Some girls like doing some shit. You know what I mean? They like it. All right, I remember I had a girl that used to sniff my armpits. You know, women are feral. They feral creatures, man. They like it hairy down there. Men don't like it hairy for a woman. Some dudes don't. Women like it hairy. They don't like when you shave and manicure your shit. They want to taste all the nut hairs and shit. All right, what are we doing? They want to taste all the nut hairs. They want to have it in their mouth. They like the sweaty balls. All right, anyway. Hold on for a second. Somebody messaging me. But they like to do wild shit, man. Women are, man, dude, when women find the men that they want, any women in here, press 1 if y'all in here. When women, like, I'm telling you, when you get them on the dark side, they get to be them. Sometimes you have to understand women cannot be them in relationships. So what'll happen is they'll have to fake who they are when they're with you. Shout out to the ladies here. All right, ladies, since you're here, look at these ladies in here. And we got some sisters. Hey, All the ladies who press 1, say meow. Give me a meow. And if you can't say meow out loud because you at work, well, then take your hand, turn that son of a bitch upside down, and put it in your pants in the front side and tickle that little button right there. Press your little button. Flick that little thing right there for CGA. And then take it out and go to the bathroom if you need to right now. Daddy said right now.
Okay, Daddy.
Do it now. And tell me what it smell like. What it smell like, lady. So them sisters right there, I see. I want to smell theirs. Let me bring me your finger. I want to smell it. Where y'all at here? Come on.
Okay, Daddy.
That's what I'm talking about. What a good girl. You guys are good girls, man. I like my good girls of the coach gang. All right, there was a couple of sisters I seen in there. I definitely want to smell their finger. I want to smell y'all finger. And some of them girls look like they got pretty feet too. All right, we almost at the main.
We just looking at the booty. We're looking at the breast. We're looking at her neck. We're looking at her feet. We're looking at her.
No, I ain't looking at no feet. Nah, ain't nobody looking at no feet.
You don't looking at feet? I'm looking at feet.
All right, ladies. I love the ladies out here, man. I'm telling you, man. They think I hate ladies. I love ladies. I love the ladies, man. You guys are wonderful human beings. You're God's creation. The black woman is God. You guys are God's creation. All right, but let me tell you, ladies, if I'm gonna give y'all some game because I done gamed up the dudes. I'm gonna give y'all some game. All right, if you really, really want to keep a man around, and y'all not gonna believe me, y'all. If you really want to be in the spirit and the aura and the essence of the notorious one, this is what you're gonna have to do.
Shut your bitch ass up.
That's pretty much it. I didn't know how to phrase it. But if you can do that constantly and then drop a neck in the morning and toot that ass up, I don't have a problem with you. Like, we can make this shit work. You know what I mean? We can make it last.
Silence, you fool.
But when you start sharing thoughts and talking and acting, this shit be discouraging. I lose, erection. I'll be like, what are you talking about? Like, this is too much.
Silence, you fool.
All right. I'll be like, ma'am, it's like,
can you shut the fuck up?
Like sometimes, like most of the time,
can you shut the fuck up?
They gonna fuck it up. They can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just be quiet time.
Can you shut the fuck up?
It's quiet time. All right. But they gotta be bragging and stuff in their chests and talking about shit that they gonna do. Not shit that they did. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that.
Can you shut the fuck up?
All right, I get it already. You're going to do something. All right, anyway. All right, ladies, just be quiet. I'm a nice guy when you're with me. I just be like, can you be quiet?
Can you shut the fuck up?
That's what I really mean. But I'm trying to warn you. By the third time, I'm going to say it like that. This won't work, coach. This won't work. Yes, it will. Just try it. Just keep your mouth closed. And legs open. All right, anyway. I tried to help. Shout out to TWP over there, you nasty boy. We got a Cash App in the building. It is our brother Demetrius says, thank you for your magnificent insights. Boss up out here.
Better boss up, nigga.
Boss the fuck up. All right, so I have 2,000 people back in the stream. So that means fans of PBD are here. 40 to 50% of the people who watch my live streams are not subscribed to the channel. This is typical YouTube business. But if you will subscribe to the channel, it might be a variety of reasons. Number one, you might be watching from an account that you didn't sign in. So that means you're not subscribed. All right. Or you're just lurking and you found the best edutainment here on YouTube. You found the King of Kings and you really just people shut the fuck up too. All right. But you found the King of Kings. All right, Dave Ramsey's audience is in the building. Patrick Bet David's audience is in the building because I'm talking to him, talking about him. All right, and you want to hear it. We got a bunch of people here for the first time, and you're going to hear the best edutainment here. You're going to get in here and get this real quick. With that being said, let's get to the Mickey Ficky main event. The one-man band is back. We got a great show for you today. The main event. What you see on your thumbnail right here. Patrick Bet David tries to fix Gen Z dating and instantly regrets it. Yes. This is my territory, sir. This is my territory. Now, what's going on here is people are getting a double dose of reality. Although I was a nihilist when I appeared on the Saucecast, everything that I said has become true. I told you that the marketplace is fractured, it's fragile, and it's pretty much cooked. Dating is dead. You can forget about marriage. It's seen The Undertaker already. We're going to have a deep, deep decline, continuous decline of marriage going forward. Now, the people that are going to be married and tout marriage are either going to be in the upper to upper middle class, or they're going to be white, or they're probably going to be religious and older. But if you look at the data for Gen Z, it is dire. Matter of fact, the divorce statistics for millennial are increasing now that they're hitting the age of close to 40. So reality is affecting everybody. And it's going to be hard to everybody to accept because they think that this is an issue that they can speak on when they haven't done all the homework. So they're just going to come back and say, what we used to do in the 90s, what we used to do in the 60s, what we used to do in the 50s, ecclesiastically. But they didn't realize that they were dealing with the crises of epic proportion. If you want to throw feminism in there, well, I wrote a book called De-Evolution. The link is in the description box below. Feminism, the damage has been done. I worked with young people in the last 20 years and saw that there was definitely a female empowerment movement going on in the schools where the men, the young boys in the school, were basically disenfranchised and just left for dead. Okay. More young women today are valedictorians at their high school. Not because they're smarter, because the data shows us more men are in the A category. Less women are in the A category. More women are in the C or D category. I believe it's C or D or B or C. But more men are in the A category yet. But when it comes down to picking valedictorians, they always seem to pick a woman. And it's always the same excuse. Oh, we need to pick a woman this year. It would be great if we had 2 women. It would be great if we had women, a band of salutatorians about. So it seems like the boys are being pushed aside. Oh, don't worry about it. You got a 4.6 in all your AP honors class, Jimmy. All right, Caden. But Caden, it would be nice that the 4.5 woman would be the valedictorian. So they're literally doing all these things to push men aside. Step to the side. You understand, right? We need a woman for this position. Just you get it. We'll see you next time. And then the next time they need a black woman. And the next time they need a Middle Eastern pregnant Mexican woman. Then you'll get your shot. Don't worry. You got to make up for all these years of the disenfranchisement of the woman. So you see what happens. You see what happens in this situation. So when men get pushed to the side, they see no reason to perform. Okay. With dating, people don't realize the Me Too movement crushed dating. Crushed it. The whole Me Too movement crushed dating. I mean, there's no turning back. Okay. There's no turning back. You can't turn down the hands of time. Me Too movement destroyed what we have left the relationships and dating. It was already on a fragile string. That crushed it. So not only that, you have the cameras out. Everybody has a camera on their phone. You have to understand Gen Z people, when they go to socialize, one of the reasons that they don't dance anymore, they don't sing, they don't do something silly, is because they're going to get recorded and posted on the internet. Similar to what I said and predicted about cold approach, you're going to see more people jump on the internet with a cold approach scenario and go right there and post it on the screen. Somebody comes up and approaches, they're going to record you and then talk about how much creep you are. I told you that was going to happen, and we saw that. Okay. Why did I know? Because I saw Gen Z women doing it in the gym when they were like 15 and 16. I was like, that shit is going to last for another 12 years. Look at this creep. What did they start doing? Posting their camera up on a tripod in the gym, and then they were doing some exercise, and then some nigga come over there to lurk, and now they post his ass on the internet. And I'm like, damn, like now you don't see that that's going to have a drastic effect to how men are going to approach it when she's just going to flick her camera. If anything happens today with a Gen Z person, the first thing they do is flick their camera phone open. As for me, I would actually go through the interaction and go, oh, I should have recorded that. Like, it's not my first thought, but a Gen Z person can just swipe the camera right on, right? Not even with the password. My old ass got to do like this. How do I get the fucking camera on without the password? That's how fast I'm going to get it recorded. So even when the conversation's going left, they're going to post the conversation. That's going to affect how men approach women and vice versa. Men have used their meta glasses and phones to record these interactions as well. this is going to have a negative effect. So the woman now all knows if I see that light on your Meta glasses that you're recording me. So people have violated all sort of social interaction contracts. And I'm like, this is going to highly affect trust relationships going forward. With that being said, let me play this video of a dating one of these guys that uses the camera to approach women. Okay. And I've showed these guys before, but take a look at this. You're going to be somewhat surprised and shocked. This is affecting dating as well.
Come on up. Come on up.
She said I have. Are you posting that?
Yes, I'm posting on all platforms but Twitch.
Oh, can you not post that?
All platforms but Twitch.
Can you not post me?
All right, so you see what happened there. Can you not post that? Can you not post me after being outside? So the one thing that's happening that Patrick David doesn't realize, and that's a whole muskrat. That's somebody's daughter. Okay, we can see you. See, Gen X and boomers, we couldn't see these hoes. We couldn't see what they were doing. But now, we can see you. We can see you getting nigga tossed. We can see you getting a train ran on you right there. We can see you with a dude that didn't pay for a date, that didn't bend one knee, that didn't ecclesiastically propose, have his fingers all up your crotch. We can see you. We can see you having a party. We can see you get nutted on, slapped on. We can see you when you post and get broken up on. We can see you. Like Cat Williams said, we see you. See, this is what people don't understand. And this is why men see this and they be like, damn, that could be my girlfriend. And these niggas don't got no boundaries. Bitch, we see you. And as long as these men that are striking out with dating, see the average regular woman, see, this is an average regular woman. This could be your girlfriend, but if you come around locals, I'll tell you, your girlfriend are already out in these streets. They already out here. They out here with CGA already. You'd be like, that's an average regular girl that I would love to have, that I would think would be happy to be with a guy like me, and I'm 5'7". And she out on the back of this nigga motorcycle. She up here getting picked up and tossed around. And then she out here saying you're insecure for not accepting her to go on a girls' nights out. I wouldn't cheat on you on girls' nights out, but yet she getting tossed around by these niggas. And by the way, what is up with these men wearing pajamas? Like, I cannot believe it. All right. And by the way, your wife is asking for a tall, dark nigga to impale her while she's drunk off the Moscato. Like, we see you. We see you. And that's highly affecting dating and relationships. So let's see what the guy says here. Patrick David. We're going to play, a couple of minutes of his video to break down why he says 60% of Gen Z men are not dating. By the way, just so you can see here, Patrick David has been married for about 25 years. So he's doing his best David Ramsey. Okay, there's Patrick David and his ecclesiastical wife and his 3 boys. Shout out to him. He's also touting to be a millionaire or close to a billionaire, but he's definitely been out of the marketplace of dating for a long time. But he's in Florida, so he definitely ain't been out of the young punani marketplace, as he probably got a little bit of money to spread around and put hands on hips. That's just alleged. And if you want to know, CGA was in his studio as well. And there I am there, the beautiful one, CGA, the notorious one right there. Talking to at the Patrick David Valuetainment studio with the woman who was married but also had an OnlyFans. And yes, I met her husband and her 2 teenage kids. All right, one was a young boy who looked about 16 years old, and the other one was a young daughter who probably had the makeup of her, right, but about 15 to 17. All right, I met them, shook his hand, and said what up. But CGA was over there. CGA was reading her the riot act over there. I'm looking at her and I was like, what you talking about? Yeah, anyway, what you talking about ecclesiastically? Okay, so let's get to it. We have Patrick David telling us why he can see how he's going to fix Gen Z dating. Okay, here we go.
So there's a massive epidemic going on with young men, Gen Z specifically. 60% of them under 30 are not even dating. By the way, 62% of them are not even wanting to date. Gen Z men. This is a high of 2019 when it was 51%. So even though they're getting older, the older they get, they're like, I'm not even interested in dating. Why not? Do you know what the average cost of a date is for Gen Z today when they go out? $205. Who's expected to pay for it? Of course, men. Millennials' average cost for dinner is $252. Gen Z is $205. The national average is $189. We need more Gen Z dating because we need more babies, especially with our birth rate dropping.
Hey, let me stop him right here, bro. This is my territory, fam. What year was CGA? What year when it was it when CGA said the birth rate will never recover? That had to be 2021. I used to do streams like this. I'm demonetized for this reason. I was a nihilist, black pill, whatever you said. I said the birth rate will never recover. It's not recoverable. And I provided a source to that. It's never going to recover. We just live in a new world and a new economy. And it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. It's going to get worse because, we don't live in an agrarian culture. We don't live in a culture where people can live in a large single family home. The cost of raising kids and the cost of marriage and dating, these are all going to prevent people from doing it. And not only that, if you add the fact these women are going and paying for their own trips and vacations and buying their own houses, then men are not going to perform. They're not going to perform. So it's not going to recover. So anybody using the birth rate is going to decline and we need to save the birth rate, you already lost that race. That race is gone. It's over. Sorry. And lastly, women don't give a fuck about the birth rate. That's an inside joke amongst the women. Talking about these men caring about the birth rate. Women care less. The birth rates are declining worldwide. And women ain't going to be out here getting knocked up and pregnant to save the birth rate. But let's continue.
I'm going to share with you, if you're watching this as a young man, same path, what can I do to succeed in a market? Because I'm looking for girls. I'm going to give you certain tips that helped me when I was 23.
Oh, boy.
Hopefully it'll help you out as well.
Can't wait to hear this.
So if you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, specifically the 51% of you that consume the content on a weekly basis, but you still haven't subscribed. We're on our way to get to 10 million subscribers. We're less than 3 million % of young men are not dating. 62% are not even trying to date, up from 51% compared to just 34% for women. So women are like, no, I want to date. I want to go out there and meet people. Young men are like, no, I'm leaving the marketplace. I don't want to do this. Apps like Tinder are heavily skewed towards male users. 76% of Tinder users are men. So guess what? It's like going to a nightclub and it's not ladies' night. You're going to a nightclub and everybody there is a bunch of men.
Bruh. This guy, if you're talking about this now, it's too late. It's too late. What year is this? 2018, 2019? This is you're so late to the game. I don't even know what to tell you. Great. We knew this shit. This is my territory. I've been knew this shit, been exposed this, been done the research, took other people. We've been talking about this 8 years ago, 7 years ago. This is already affecting the millennials and the Gen Xers. Like what? All right. Anyway, if you're just figuring this out, you're clueless. And he's look at him. Look at this. Hey, most people on Tinder are men. Looks like a cockfest over there. Sure. Thank you, Aaron Clary. Aaron Clary probably exposed this in a book somewhere. The Book of Numbers. It's like, what? Oh my God. Are you going to bring up the height thing? The 6 foot height thing? All right, let's bring that up. All right, here we go.
At a nightclub. Your options are you want to go to a place where women are. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Studies suggest roughly 80% of men are rated as below average in attractiveness, leading many to feel inadequate or ignored. You know what's the interesting thing? Today I came back from speaking at the school, and there's all these kids in this classroom, and I go up on the board and I write these numbers down. I write 14 and I write 3. I said, can I ask you guys a question? Can anybody tell me what this 14-3 means? One girl's like, that's a date according to a European calendar, and they're going through all this other stuff. I said, let me tell you what this means. I walk into this classroom. There was 14 girls to 3 boys. And I sat there and I'm like, wait a minute, these are great ratios. One of the guys, that's a boy's my son. So I'm like, hey, son, you listen, you got a lot of good options here, right? These are the types of ratios you want. So now if you're watching and saying, how do I put myself in a position to have more options? So when they say 80% of it's attractiveness, all this other stuff, Look at some of the most beautiful women in the world. Are they all married to attractive men? Not necessarily. So what did these men have that these girls dated and chose to go with them? There's a reason for that. We're going to talk about that. So now, biggest dating fears. Pervasive fear of being perceived as creepy or toxic. Oh my God.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm not even going to cover that. Seems like he's going to circle back. So I thought I knew where he was going, but he stopped at that point. Now he's going back to the creepy factor, a.k.a. The Me Too movement. All right, the Me Too movement. He's a creepy guy. Remember when you would approach a woman and she'd be like, you niggas are thirsty. You dusties are thirsty. Well, men got the notes. Okay, well, I don't want to be approached. Don't approach us at the gym. Don't approach us at driving down the street. Don't approach us in the passenger side. There was all these rules. Don't approach her while she's at work. Why don't men approach? Then they pivot on you because they can't reject you. They miss that. They do, but then when you approach them, they reject you. Well, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend type shit. So men pick up really fast on how women deal with things, and then women miss it, and they just encourage men to do it again, like the Lucy having Charlie Brown kick the football again. I won't pull the football back. Yes, we'll see.
God, you're too much. This is too much. This is too pushy. So approach anxiety, a growing fear of being viewed as disrespectful, intrusive, or contributing to toxic masculinity has caused many young men to stop approaching women in real life, which, by the way, young men, if you're listening to this, you're creating this imagination. This.
Bruh. What? I'm going to disagree on that. Bro. You are tripping. And my question is, when was the last time you approached a woman? 28 years ago? Like, this is not it, man. You're creating this. No, that's crazy. That is a crazy ass take. Let's continue because I got a lot to cover here. All right.
This doesn't exist. By the way, this has been around for a long time. You know what the hardest thing is today? There was a video the other day with Charlize Theron, an actress that's been in a lot of different movies.
Again, Gen Z, he's referenced, and I do this too. He's referencing Charlize Theron, who's 52 years old, making a video about Gen Z and how they can improve their dating chances about an old ass 50-year-old woman. All right, but let's continue. And at 304 at that.
Devil's Advocate, a lot of different movies. This is supposed to be one of the most beautiful women in the world. I think she was also in that movie with Golfin, Legends of Bagger Vance with Matt Damon, if I'm not mistaken. Can you verify this? The girl's asking her, so how many men approach you? She says, you'd be amazed. Nobody. It's like,
he talking about some old ass Gen Xers to some Gen Z video on how to have anxiety approach. Would you reference anybody? Sabrina Carpenter, nigga? Billie Eilish? Come on, bro. You reference an old 50-year-old batshit crazy skeezer who got a transgender 4-year-old child, a black one at that. I mean, come on, bro. Like, this is the most out of touch. This is severely out of touch. And he winging it here, but let's continue.
Wait, what? You're this beautiful. No one's approaching me. Why not? I don't know. They're scared. Guys are scared. So you really think if 34% of women are out there that are off the market, but 61%, maybe men are just giving up and they're getting a little bit scared.
Okay, now he's trying to punk them in. I do this. This is the tactic. All right, but this is oddly enough blaming the guy. I hope this gets better, but just blaming the guy right off the rip, you lose a massive credibility. You're out of touch. Because I hope you haven't brought up OnlyFans, Instagram skeezers, the fly out world, sugar daddying, sugar baby. I haven't heard you bring up Me Too movement. I haven't heard you brought up OnlyFans and fans only. I haven't heard you bring up. I haven't heard these things yet, but it's still early in the video. I hope that you bring this up going forward. And the 34% of women that say they're available, well, they have just as much warped standards for their dating, or they don't want relationships either. But let's continue. Okay.
Because the reality of it is women want the right ones want you to approach them. And a lot of guys are getting out of the market. This is kind of like when 2008 happened. You know what happened to realtors overnight? We had some 600,000 realtors in America in 2006, 2007.
Again, another point that I'm saying he's out of touch. You just referenced 2006 and is this video directed at Gen Z? You just referenced 2006 and 2007. These kids were babies at the point. They don't know nothing about the real estate market crash. That's foreign to them. Again, this is out of touch, shows that you're completely going back to a point where you got married, but that was relevant to you in understanding. The Gen Z are not going to relate to this. Tell me something that happened to fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something.
Overnight, 40% didn't renew their licenses. 240,000 left the real estate industry because it was so difficult. So it's like, oh my God, it's so hard to be in real estate. Yes, but if you're good, the market's going to come back to you and have an option because you have more homeowners that are looking for fewer realtors. So you can look at that as an edge. Now let's look at this because some of this is valid. Some young men are really going through it. As a matter of fact, what's so funny about this topic is this was the conversation we were having this last Saturday night when we're out with the family. It was about dating with my 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and my family was sitting there. We're going through it. Barriers to dating. Survey shows that the biggest barrier to Gen Z dating is not having money. 52% of survey agree. Watch this. Not enough time because of career education priorities. So I'm so busy. I'm just trying to get my career going. I'm going to school. I don't have the time to date. Great. Men agree. Women agree. Blue is men. Don't want to commit long-term. So they're afraid of long-term commitment. Okay. Bad dating experience in the past. You know who's had it? Every single one of us. Either you were the bad experience or the girl was the bad experience, but we've all been part of that experience. Most of us lack confidence. I'm worried. I don't have the confidence. We can work on this. Not enough money for dating activities. We can also work on that, which will.
All right, he got some solutions here. All right, I'm not interrupting. He's got some solutions here. By the way, all of what he's saying is already known. All right, and with Gen Z, a lot of them, their introduction to middle school, high school, and college was through COVID. All right, so that's one thing that people don't want to talk about. Since I have Gen Z kids, I can assure you that has a direct impact at why they lack confidence. All right, because they sat in a room for damn near 3 years because somebody was going to catch the flying coof. All right, and they missed out on graduation. They missed out on the interaction from becoming sixth graders into middle school for the first time. The excitement of that, the socializing, the separating yourself from the pack. The talking to the girls. All right. They missed that going from 8th grade to 9th grade. They missed that going from college, high school to college. They missed that. And you're talking about how they socially interact and why they socially interact on their phones? Because they spent 3 years like that. They spent 3 years. So that's going to highly impact how they socialize and shit like that. But that's just a quick thing. Let's continue here.
We'll talk about it here in a minute. So when we go lower and we're looking at the dating costs, it leads us to this. Okay. Dating, marriage, skills gap. Desire and attitude are not the problem. They want to build connections that explore long-term partner. This is young men. Young adults need dating skills. Lack of experience, social and emotional confidence, stretch, develop social skills, struggle to express interest in dating partner, struggle to communicate on a date. Less than 4 in 10, 37% said they trusted their judgment when it comes to choosing a dating partner. There's a book I read, which my assistant many, many years ago told me about. I said, listen, I just made a decision. I'm never getting married. I enjoy my own company. She says, yeah, whatever. I said, no, I'm telling you, I'll go to movies by myself. I'll go to dinner by myself. I enjoy my own company. She says, before you decide to be single the rest of your life, this morning I was listening to this Christian radio channel, and this guy was talking about a book called 101 Questions to Ask Before You Get Engaged.
Now you got a book, that big ass book. You don't got a YouTube video, nigga, a TikTok, a podcast, a stream. You don't have a something that they gonna watch, nigga. What's next? This is what he gonna say next. He be like, hey guys, hey Gen Z people, I have a great video for you to watch. Like, right? Here's a video on how to get your dating skills up, dating etiquette. Here we go.
To ask for a date or how to act when you're on a date? Well, date etiquette will help answer your questions, help you through those awkward moments, help you have more fun.
Hi, Daddy. I wanted to catch you before you left school.
What for?
Well, would you like to go to the class play a week from Saturday night? I know it's a little late to
That's
ask
the
you,
way. A date proposal should be specific, not one of those you busy Saturday things. That's a part of date etiquette, and a girl likes it. A girl likes a fair chance to decide whether she wants the date or not.
couldn't get you in Spanish class, and well,
Well, that's all right, Danny. I'm not doing anything Saturday night. I'd like to go.
oh, that's swell.
It's up to Danny to give Alice all the details of the date, but if he leaves anything out, she can always ask.
Yeah, man.
All right, it ought to be good. I think
Yeah,
you'll
man.
enjoy
Hey,
it.
look, I think this will work. You know what I mean? Since we're reading books and all and shit. Since we're reading books, since you're got Gen Z flicking through their phone to find out who Charlize Theron is, why not? It's just like that. A girl likes this, and a girl likes to do that. Golly gee willikers. Well, that's swell, ass nigga. All right, let's continue.
So she says, you should go buy it. So I'll buy the book. It sits on my desk. I do nothing with it. I'm thinking, I don't have time to go through a book. I open it up. It's literally a question and an answer. You write the answer. It's blank. So I went and started answering all the questions. Some of the questions were not important. I think 54 of them were important to me. By the time it was done, I was like, all this time I thought I knew what I was looking for a woman. I was looking for this. That's crazy. And then I wrote out exactly what I wanted her to look like physically, literally, height, personality, temperament, because I wanted to see how she was going to be with my kids. My personality is here. I can't date a girl like this. When I did, we almost killed each other. It was like World War III. So I had to kind of find a way for temperament, right? I'm thinking family, kids, long term. And when my wife and I went on our first date, you know what I told her? I said, I'm not here to hook up with you. I said, I'm looking for a wife. I took her to Borders. I bought the book for her, 101 Questions to Ask.
So let me get this straight. You manifested your girl, wrote out a checklist of what she liked and what she gonna look like, and you went on a date, said you didn't want to fuck, and then you took her to Borders bookstore. Hold on for a second. I did something I didn't want to do. All right, but that's neither here nor there. Let's look this up. When did Borders bookstore close? Because I remember Border bookstores. The last Border bookstore, they filed for bankruptcy in 2011. 2011. Does this seem a little out of touch? Does this seem like you just tried to at least relate to the Gen Z? No fucking. And then whisk her away to Borders Books. All right. This certainly could work today. This is feasible. These are some great relationship skills. All right. But he's giving an example. Let's continue. Let's continue here. All right. There we go.
Before you get engaged, I said, if this freaks you out, I'm super comfortable with that. If you're just thinking I want to go out and have fun, that's not this guy. There's plenty of guys out there. I managed the expectations right there. And I made sure she knew I'm okay if I lose her. Too many times, if you're kind of like, well, but what if I lose her? That's a turnoff. No, this is my standards. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is what I'm going to do with my life. If you value that, let's go. If not, I totally get it. If your approach isn't that way and the girl's looking at you saying, why is this guy so insecure about his position and his situation, where he's at, this is where I'm at, this is what I want to do in my life.
Bruh, this is some bad advice. He don't realize this shit works if you are a top tier guy or if you're a sugar daddy.
Okay, daddy.
All right. This works for me because this is my temperament as a sugar daddy, right? Because this is the dynamic, dominant, submissive. But you're talking about a regular nigga with no leverage, which he says that you're saying he's gonna say, well, you could do it like this or kick rocks. You know what's gonna happen? She's gonna get right on her phone. Oh, really? Great, nigga. Yeah. Kill me, miss me with that controlling and insecure shit. She gonna be right back in her DMs, right back on Bumble, right back on Hinge. Oh, say less. Say less. Now, the fact that you're saying to a woman in Gen Z that I'm looking for a wife. You talk about running the pussy away. You gonna run her away. Wife. First date? Oh, hell nah. These young women, they ain't going for that. They're not going for that. This is the first date. I don't want sex. I'm looking for a wife. Gen Z women running for the hills.
And remember, that wasn't the case with me in 2002.
There he goes again. 2002. 2002. Gen Z wasn't even born yet. All right. Definitely barely born. No, they were born.
When I was 24 years old, 23 years old, I was, oh my God, I got to get this. But I had to shift my mindset because I had to increase my what? What was the confidence here? Somewhere it says confidence. I had to increase this. So when it says 37% questioning their judgment, why? Because you're second guessing yourself. You don't believe in what you're doing now. Decision making with the business is the same exact way. Raising your kids is the same exact way. Like, you know what? I don't know if I'm right 100%, but this is what we're going to be doing. At least I'm leading to people I'm working with. So stay with me here, because I got some notes I wrote on the side that I want to go through with you as well. So I want you to think about a couple things here.
Oh,
remember I told you the Charlize Theron story? Remember I told you, which is like, boys are not approaching me. Okay. So guys don't talk to her. Is it on her that guys are not talking to her? Is she too, masculine? And guys don't want masculine girls. So maybe it's unattractive that you're too masculine. So some of the ladies watching this, I'm a girl boss. I'm a this. I'm a that. The other day I was watching a podcast with Joe Button.
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam.
All right, we already heard this skit right here. Let's continue.
Oh. So, but those are not the girls to pursue, because you're never going to make them happy. You'll be miserable if you're pursuing those girls. So if you're watching this, you're like, hey, I'm that girl. Well, good luck to you. I don't know what kind of a guy you're going to find, but you ain't going to make us happy.
I mean, this is an old talking point. Who likes boss babe girls? Men don't care about women's money and career. I mean, this is an old hat. So I don't even want to add anything to this. This is old news.
Because we don't want
look how he looking like he said something. And I ain't trying to diss, but look how he looking like he said some shit. Like I ain't been discussing this for the last 8 years in a row. All right, I done moved away to boss up. All right, like I done moved off the topic, like because of shit at this point. But look how he looking like, yeah, I'm really cooking right here. All right, but let's continue.
Because happy. Because we don't want to date a masculine girl. So maybe she's the problem. Maybe it's on the guys that are scared saying, Mel, she's too pretty. She would never be interested in me. Maybe she would be. Maybe you ought to take the risk. Maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's 5%. Is it worth taking the risk? Sure. What's the worst thing she's going to say? Not interested. Okay, great. And you move on, right? And then maybe it's, sex is too available. So it's kind of like, well, I don't know about that. I'm just going to go swipe right. And, a couple of our guys, when we're on the road and we're doing interviews, one of our guys, I won't say his name, we're in LA, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to see what the LA market's like. I said, what the hell does this mean? I've been married for 16, 17 years. I've been in the same relationship since December 29th of 07. So I'm going to swipe right.
Exactly. I mean, he giving it away. He giving himself away right here. He's giving himself away. This is why, like, your advice is irrelevant. You're out of the game, old man. You're out of the game. You would be getting roasted out here if you were out here single pulling this bullshit. Is he Armenian or Jewish?
We're in LA, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to see what the LA market's like. I said, what the hell does this mean? I've been married for 16, 17 years. I've been in the same relationship since December 29th of 07. So I'm going to swipe right to see what the LA market looks like. I don't know if you remember this or not. I wasn't. It's actually disappointed. The next, I'm like, that's it? Yes, that's it. So you swiped right and you went and, yeah. So it's become so transactional. Why would I flirt with her? I already got what I wanted. So now you may say, Pat, that's not me. I want something serious.
He's Persian or Iranian.
It's fair. Let's talk about that. So what is the purpose of dating somebody? What is the purpose of dating the opposite sex?
No. Here we go.
Is it a fling?
Here we go.
I just want to go out there and have fun. Great. So your outcome is different. Go swipe right. If your outcome is this, go learn how to DM. Go improve your DM game. Go improve how to message better. Go improve what emojis to send. Maybe some of you guys send emojis of a certain...
Not the texting game. There was a dude named Texting Prince. He used to make content back in the day. He can't make that content today because, well, texting game is not important at this point. Emojis. What emojis to use? And yep. He tickling the back of his neck. He got nothing, y'all. Hey, Patrick David, you got nothing, bruh. You got nothing. You talking some old shit that you don't even know. Look. You trying to sell some used cars to us or something, nigga? You trying to sell Amway? What are you trying to sell, bruh, with that blue ass suit? What the fuck are you talking about? You out here tap dancing and shuffling your way through this bullshit with no goddamn understanding of what's going on here. This is terrible. I mean, come on, bro. You can't be serious.
Vegetable, if you know what I'm talking about. That's the wrong approach. Maybe you don't know the emoji game. Maybe you need to get a little bit better in the texting part, right? Because we used to make phone calls. Now people are texting.
We used to make phone calls. Now people are texting. Texting. Yeah, that happened in about 2000. You were married by this point. That was like 2009, nigga. 2009, 2010. Certainly by the iPhone 3 was 2013, bruh. We're 13 years past this information and data. God dang. All right, let's see what else he's got. Come on, man.
But if this is the world you're solving for, it's a transactional world today.
Well, he finally caught up to CGA. It's a transactional world today. You finally said something that makes sense, but you're still 3-4 years behind CGA. You're still behind. You caught up to 2021 and really to 2016. It's been transactional. It's always been transactional, but it's overtly transactional. Now you caught up. But a lot of dudes are still behind the 8 ball.
We had to go pursue it. Today's transactional. Maybe you want to have kids.
No,
I want to have kids. I don't really care who the wife is. I just want to have kids. Maybe you're lonely and you want some attention. Friday night, you're sick and tired of going to the clubs. You would rather go out with somebody, have a companion conversation. Your day ends. You come to your apartment. You're sitting there watching ESPN Sports Center. And honestly, your girlfriend's become one of these guys on ESPN that you watch every night. Or you
ESPN Sports Center. ESPN Sports Center. Gentlemen, where do Gen Z people get their sports highlights? Where do Gen Z men get their sports highlights? They stopped watching Sports Center like when they got political, 2020. Kids, Gen Z men get their sports highlights from the House of Highlights, Bleacher Report, Better. They get it right there on their Instagram and TikTok. They don't sit down and be like, oh shit, Chris Berman pulling up. Sports Center. They go to YouTube. They go to some YouTube streamer. Any one of these YouTube streamer. There's a guy named Microphone or something like that. They go there to get their sports news. They're not going to no goddamn Sports Center, but let's continue. All right, let's continue.
watch a movie or Netflix or documentary. I just want to talk to somebody. I want to have somebody. Great. That's what you're solving for. Maybe you just want to be cool, right? And you're kind of like, man, I got a girlfriend, buddy. Look at her. She's a little hottie because I'm cool. I got a girl. Or maybe you want a spouse. If you're watching this saying, I want a wife, and you want to have a family, you have to be selective. And your approach has to be clear. And even if this turns them off, turns them off. So then this leads me to the last one. What leverage do you have?
Okay, again, they're catching up to CGA. I've been preaching this since I wrote the Free Agent Lifestyle book. Leverage and options. He talked about options there at the end, but a lot of guys have scarcity. So now we got leverage, CGAism. I'm ahead of the game. I'm so far ahead of the game. It's ridiculous. Look at how long it takes for the rest of the world to catch up to me. But when I'm saying it in real time, people think I'm crazy. They're like, man, you crazy. This doesn't take that. What about love, CGA? What about ecclesiastical marriages? All right, here we go.
And getting girls to come to you. What's your leverage? Everybody has to have leverage. Everybody. You ever see these Rupert Murdoch or Al Pacino or Robert De Niro? They're dating 28-year-old girls.
Okay.
You think the girls with them because they have a nice six-pack? You think the girls with them because they have high energy and they go running 6 miles every morning? What do you think she's dating him for? Fame and money and access? Maybe. What's your leverage? Is it the fact that you have great connections? That's very valuable. You can get into places others can't. So the girl's going to be like, wow, who is this guy? He's very important. He's able to get into rooms and certain places others don't. Who is this guy? Right?
All right. I mean, this is going to be this is like status. Is this status? Where's the black pillar guys? Is that status? That would be what he just described. The connections weren't clearly that, because I thought he was talking about something else. But what he described was status. Am I right or no? Okay, so he described status, which was an old black pill talking point of money, looks, or status. All right, so let's continue. That you could go back to that trace that back to 2018 or 2019.
Right? Maybe it's your faith. Maybe the girl's like, I really respect this guy, his faith, where he's at. Wow. His faith is above me. So when the other day I was willing to do this, he says, no, God comes before everybody.
Okay, the religious grift. Okay, next. All right, and he did not even mention that most Gen Z women identify as liberal and extremely liberal, and many Gen Z men identify themselves as moderate to conservative. I didn't hear that, but I have all the data. Don't worry about it. Religious grift. Let's skip.
There's something different about this.
These hoes ain't religious. They only religious after they hoes.
Huh? He's okay with losing me? He's interested, but his standards are higher based on the values. I'm interested in this guy. Maybe it's human nature. Maybe you're good with people. Maybe you're great. Well, maybe you're great with talking to people. You're good at choosing words. And you feel tension. Maybe you feel when you're talking to somebody else and you kind of know this is not the time to push too hard. This is my opportunity. Here's how I'm going to approach it in a more subtle way. Maybe I'm going to ask the questions instead of being a little bit too direct. Maybe in this situation, I'm going to be direct. All that is part of human nature. Right? You see some guys that are so comfortable with girls, human nature. Maybe you're a leader and girls want
my Lord
to be led. The right ones want to be led. Maybe they look.
They all look. Ma'am, dude. They go. Gen Z women are going to go to millennials and Gen X men for this. Not many Gen Z men are going to have this quality. That's something that they got to work up to. Which I'll give you that. But come on, man. Come on.
Look at you and they're like, wait a minute. This guy's calm.
Calm.
He knows how to calm me down. I feel very calm around him. There's certain things about his temperament I like, right? Maybe this guy's going places, right? You're not like making all the money in the world. Maybe you're making 30 grand a year right now, 50 grand a year.
Potential. Kevin Samuels blew this argument out of the water. Women are going to look for, they're not looking for potential. All right. Some women are, but the time that they're going to give you to where your potential needs to increase to actuality is small. Okay, it's small. So Kevin Samuels did a good job of exposing women for this particular grift. They're not trying to date for potential, but if they see potential, they're only going to give you limited time. Unless you run around here with a dick like a horse like a dick, or whatever it means, a dick like a horse. Yeah, that's what I meant. Unless you're doing that, they don't see it. And most of the time, they want to get involved in cultivating that potential. They're not just going to be here just sitting on the sideline watching you go, bro. Let's continue.
60 grand. But she knows you're going places when you talk to her. You're like, oh, there's a certain level of seriousness about this guy. Certain level, not all the time, but they want to see a little bit of seriousness with you. Whoa, this guy's serious. And if she is also in a place that is looking for the same thing as you, if you're in the market talking to girls.
All right, so let's stop real quick. All right, let's see here. Let me see here. See if I can find that meme. This shit's starting to look very familiar, sir. All right, this shit started looking very familiar. Okay. Let's see here. Let's pull this up. Where's that shit at? Oh, here it is. I got it. Let's pull it up. Okay. So this graph board started looking like this. This is what it's looking like now, bro. Like you all over the place. You scrambling and scraping for shit. Like there's something going on. There's some familiarity that I'm looking at this chart. Just you explaining this. You looking kind of crazy in the eye at this point. All right. All right. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here, bro? Like, I'm trying to read this shit. Oh, by the way, it's in cursive. Guess what Gen Z can't read? Cursive. This tells me, I'm telling you, he's out of touch. Gen Z people didn't grow up using cursive or reading cursive. And you're out here drawing in cursive, nigga. They read in print and really lowercase letters, even with the uppercase letters. And they also read in, they also write in abbreviations. All right. Like, TS, this shit. All right. SM, shaking my damn head. They write in the abbreviations. They're not reading this cursive shit. Completely out of touch in your preparation, but you should have contacted me.
Girls that want this, or just want this, or just want this, you're wasting your time. If you're in the market for this and this, you have to also go talk to girls that are only looking for this and this. You're wasting your time talking to people that are not. What are you doing talking to girls that are not interested in that?
Man, where's the accountability on the women, bruh? Like that, this is to me, well, I'm assuming that, is this audience primarily men? That's what I'm assuming there. He has not called out the woman's side yet. And this is yet again why men just want to give up and quit. I at least call out the woman's side and then smack these bitches at the same time. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of leeway to understand what y'all up against. But he has not come up. This is an example of what men are frustrated by. Reminds me of the podcast they put out about, what was the group that put out a podcast? They put out a video about why marriage benefits men. It was somewhere around 2018 or 2019 or 2016. And it was a church affiliated group. It was like a Christian evangelist group in Tulsa. And they put this video out about the benefits of marriage, totally tone deaf. PragerU, yes, Prager University. Completely tone deaf, completely absent of the risk. What about this? What about the risks of marriage and divorce? I haven't heard that yet. Maybe he's going to get to it later. What about the risks that men face by getting married and getting divorced? Nothing. What about the high level of mental depression and instability amongst the women? Nothing. What about the liberalism amongst the women? Nothing. Nothing. This is why this is going to fall flat on its face.
So it starts with you as a young man knowing what you're looking for. So now, the other part, sense of humor. Notice there's a contradiction here. Maybe there's an element of seriousness, but maybe you're funny. Maybe you have a sense of humor. Maybe you have, levity. And just like when they're with you, you make them laugh. And I just love being around him. He is so funny. So maybe phase one of the attraction is not even your physical looks. Maybe it's just your energy being around. It's like, I just really like this guy.
What year is this? What year? Gesture Max? I think that the young people call that gesture maxing. What year is this that he's giving this advice? This is like who remembers back in the day, Gen X? Remember back in the day, you would get a Playboy magazine or a Penthouse magazine, and it'd be a fine ass young 18, 19, 20-year-old co-ed, bolt-on titties, tight tan skin, tightly packed, little bum, all right, blonde hair, and you were sitting there reading, and you're like, damn, I wish I had a girl like that. I wish I could have a girl like that. And then you start reading her caption. I just like guys with a sense of humor. Money and looks are not important. Who remembers that? And we would be like, there, damn. All right, let me develop a sense of humor. Money and looks aren't important. And then you went out there and you saw her boyfriend and was a big ass San Diego Charger ass nigga. What's that dude that played for the Chargers that had that little tequila bitch? All right. Sean Marion is, nigga. All right. And that's who she was with. You was like, oh, I guess I didn't have a chance. All right. All right. That's what they said to get your monkey ass to believe and buy in that you had a chance. Come on, bruh. Then you got a reality check. And when you went outside and saw all the hot bitches with all ballers and NBA and old rich niggas and said, oh, okay, I don't got a chance. Every now and then, onesie, twosies, here and there skis, she be with a young fat nigga. Every now and then. Or a goofy beta boy. But we already know what that means. She was trying to prepare for marriage. Let's continue.
And then 3, 6, 12, 18 months later, it's like, you know what? Why aren't you and I dating? Maybe we should date.
Oh, my God.
I really like being around you. There's something about you. It may take a little bit.
So he's suggesting friend zoning. Friend zone, y'all. Friend zone. Straight out the sewer. Straight out the friend zone. The friend zone, bruh. That's what he just suggested for Gen Z. Hang around long enough for the bitch to think you funny. Jester Max. And then just creep out the friend zone. Boo! Scare the bitch right out of her panties. With so much humor and suave savoir-faire. Right out the friend zone is his next suggestion.
Bit of time, right? Maybe it's your intellect. We have a guy here, Connor. When he talks, it's beautiful. He's so smart. Maybe it's your intellect. Maybe it's your knowledge. Maybe you're so well-read. Maybe it's like the way you teach or tell a story, like, man, that's incredible. This guy knows all this information. Maybe that's your leverage. Maybe you're famous. Maybe you're not. This is a 1% chance you're famous, right? You're a Logan Paul. You're a big YouTuber. You're a big TikToker, and people know who you are. That's a leverage. Statics. You have money. Maybe your career is locked in. Your body looks good. You got a nice six-pack, muscles. Maybe you got a nice face.
Wow. Did he just go through looks maxing, body game, status, money, fame, really?
You're good looking. Maybe your family is well known. They're powerful. They're fun. They're the pillar of the community. Maybe all of those things are your leverage. So here's a question for you.
Maybe.
We're going to make a PDF here right now to get at the end. I want you to score yourself on 0 to 10 on every single one of these guys.
Okay, let's stop right here. Score yourself, gentlemen. Score yourself on this maybes. Maybe my family's powerful and wealthy. Nope. Maybe I have looks. Nope. Maybe I have sense of humor. Nope. Maybe I'm famous. Maybe I have status. Maybe I'm tall. Maybe grade yourself. Grade yourself on what you see from the world, what you see outside. Grade yourself on these leverage points. Now, we tell you to boss up and you can overcome a deficiency, but you still have to recognize that your pool is going to be, it's not like the pools are going to open up. My man said in summary, get some fucking money, which I'm going to say, but I'm going to have to stop the reviewing of this video at this point because, well, he hasn't taught me anything new. Well, because I'm 50. Maybe if you're between the ages of 18 and 30, maybe he has taught you something, and hopefully so. Looking at the comments, he's failed on this one. Okay, at the earlier comments on this video, they roasting his ass. But of course, I haven't gone through all the comments. But it isn't a skill issue. It's a motivation issue. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. This one says, when you were 23, it wasn't this modern era. I think he really doesn't understand how the dating marketplace work now. A 4 out of 10 woman has more dating options than even Chris Hemsworth. It says right here, hard to take advice from an older married man who has not been in the dating landscape in over 20 years. And we see even guys in the manosphere that are this guy still giving out spinning plate advices. And it's kind of weird. Us men don't care anymore. The women today are focused on the wrong things. Yeah. I mean, how about women don't want to get married when they're young? Okay, what did you expect? I'm millennial and I'm aware of this 20 years ago. Exactly. 20 years ago. Do not date at work. Yeah, that's another place where men can't date. 31 years old and I don't care. Okay, dating is completely and permanently broke. the data is out and the argument has been settled. It's not men's fault. There's the other part. Oh, you men get skills, get status, get this and that. But what about what men experience out there? Completely did not validate it. Again, if you're missing this, no OnlyFans was brought up, no Instagram model, no fly out country culture, no sugar daddy culture, which we all know is going on. We don't have any Me Too. We didn't have anything or largely affected to the toxic masculinity promotion. We didn't have anything related to how women are picking the top 80% of men from the apps. Certainly didn't see how women don't want to get married and have kids when they're Gen Z. They typically push that off because they see women doing it in their 30s and 40s. We see a high prevalence of that. We don't talk about the marriage rate completely plummeting in this group. Only 18% of people are going to be married by 30. That's on the men's side, barely 20 something for the woman's side. I mean, there were so many things that were left out there. The introduction of smartphones left out. He's still up here dialing his motherfucking rotary phone. So, yeah, the monetized dating marketplace, we haven't done that. Miami culture. I mean, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there that held the women accountable for this. But I would probably say that's because he probably knows he has a larger male audience. But if he was smart, he would have actually included a lot of that information and some things and some notes related to that. Okay, this is how you deal with a woman that actually doesn't want to get married until she's 28 and wants to get a break from the cock carousel. This is how you deal with a woman when you slide in her DMs. This is what you say. Oh, I guess he tried to give us some text game. All right, we got our brother here, and we're going to close up the show here with some super chats. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 over on the PayPal. It is Pro Man says, need to clean up my Friday chat. He says, I once had a Canadian woman I was hitting a while ago. I put a hickey on her leg. She called me from her house. She put the phone down, and I could hear her tell her man she got a bruise, and it really hurts. Women ain't ish. All right, shout out to you. We got Kaylin that has something to say and to add to this. Women don't see this, but having other women for their husbands could lessen their burden sexually, especially after having kids. Women will stop having sex with their husbands, but they still have to provide. This is the best thing wives could do. They need to stop being selfish and spread them legs and the wealth. All right, take care of your mans. You got no government name in the building. He says, if this woman is fine with her man having intercourse outside of the marriage or relationship, it says, aren't they just there for duty, or do they enjoy each other's company as they used to? If the woman is fine with her man having intercourse outside of the marriage, well, much of the marriage is going to be spent doing things that are not sexual. So that must be what she likes. We got Rudolph A says automation is eliminating jobs, so the New World Order needs the birth rate and population to drop even further globally. If people can't see it, I feel sorry for your mother. Shout out to you. That's a co-sponsorship. All right, I think that what you're hearing is that, and that's a weirder video. Human beings are considered low value human capital at this point. AI knows that, they're going to eliminate jobs, and these people are going to not go and study to make themselves more employable. They've already done the data and the stats. They'll take the cheap money and sit on their fat ass. Shout out to our brother Demetrius says, thank you for your magnificent insights, boss up. We called that one out earlier. We got Bimmo and Ko-Fi Love in the building. All right, what do we got here? It's Venmo and Ko-Fi. Refreshing the screen. Sorry. We got our brother here. It is no government name, MS81. Shout out to you for the support. Everett W says, add talking points. This is like something you should go. This is like saying you should go open a CD store in 2026. He should just leave this alone. Yeah, go open a CD store. It'll work. Just because you think it's out of date doesn't matter. Justin O says, Chinese Juco was asking me, can she cosplay as a ninja and squeeze me out like a wet rag? I noticed that her request would only escalate the more I obliged her. Now she wants to give me a Nuru massage. The spectrum is real. Shout out to that ling over there. We love the lings.
What kind of fuck you give me?
We got our brother here. director of copulations 2 times a week. He says, even when I overpay at the JUCO, it's still cheaper than when I spend what I spend throughout my marriage and divorce. All men pay. It's cheaper. And I'm not saying it to be cheaper, but you guys got to know, man, the cost is already in there. And the woman you thinks she's doing it because she loves you, she's only doing it because, well, out of obligation. Kevin Sullivan says Patrick Bet-David knows he can't call out women because his wife would be at the attorney's office in the morning. Okay, so he can't go out there and shit on women. Plus, you know, he can't shit on the few female supporters that he has. So he don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because you know how it happens. And I already know what happens. The women are going to say, well, what about when these men do? Why aren't you calling out the men? They're lazy and lethargic. So it's easier to call out the men than to call out the women in that day. But I think he did himself a disservice for that. Okay. This one says PBD understands the current business climate because he is in the game, but he's out of touch with the current dating marketplace because he hasn't participated in almost 2 decades. Adam was right about the current dating market scene during the heated debate that they had, which I don't know about. Yeah, PBD is really stepping in it, saying that men are imagining that dating and approach challenges are only in men's head. He says, oh my God, that's an ignorant statement. Yeah, he should not have been talking about dating. All right, he should not have been talking about dating. And again, for me, I could talk about dating because I'm in the field. I'm single. If I was still married, I would have a different skewed opinion of dating. And I would just be like, I don't know what's out there. Tell me. All right. When I was getting a divorce, they was telling me what to do. I had women telling me, get on Tinder. All right. I was separating from my wife. And I had women telling me, get on Tinder. You're going to get laid. All right. It wasn't even Tinder. It was Plenty of Fish. And she was like, you'll get laid that night. And I was like, really? Because I didn't know. Sure enough, I opened up an account and I fucked some lady in the backseat of some my Ford Explorer. Like, right. And she was a weirdo. Like, she was like literally like couldn't even talk. We went out to have some fucking spaghetti or something. And she was completely bored. She was just kind of trying to get drilled and go back to her boyfriend or husband. So it was completely like, you know, I didn't know what to say. She was just sitting there acting like it was weird. And then we walked out and I was like, you want to go back to the car? She was like, yeah. Cream pied her and all. This was like 2002, 2003. No, 2004. No, I take that back. I'm wrong. 2012. I got it wrong. I got married in 2004. It was like 2012. This is when shit was just starting to pop off where they could just go online. All right. Came in right there on a bench of my Ford Explorer, just all of that, filled her up, toes was all on the glass. All right. Like, I was like, is this how it's going on now? Is this what dating is turning into? And people are going to say it was always like that. No, listen, you're missing this caveat. Dating wasn't like that. Dating wasn't like that for the regular average woman. For the skeezers and shit, it was. But now the regular average woman was coming outside. And they was just, they tossing it up. So it could be a girl who is complete introvert, no personality, can get tossed and Dill's Nick down and pipe. And they was just on there. That's what he don't understand is that the regular average introverted girl don't even have to leave and go outside or get cold approach. She could just go right there and pull up her dating app and get piped by a personal trainer, abs and titty chesticle ass nigga. A football player built ass nigga, former NFL nigga would just come over there. That was going wild in 2010. Wild. Old Gen X washed up bitches, single moms, just right in the back seat, right in the damn truck. Crazy shit. That was the average woman getting access. And then that led to the 80-20 rule. That led to the 80-20 rule because the average woman could get dicked. And certainly all women did it because the women gonna be like, I wasn't doing it. All women were doing it. All of them. Every single cotton picking one. And if you lie to me, you're going to lose credibility. All women could just jump on that app and get digged. That led to the hookup culture that women later complained about. And now that led to the monetized dating marketplace. Because when the hookup culture wore itself out and then women that got digged down enough, they was like, okay, what's next? What's next? Sell our pussy. Okay. That's it. Yeah, people would do. I had women drive from Nebraska to get piped. I mean, it was a wild time. She drove in from Nebraska, Omaha, right to my apartment. I had a husband fly his wife out to get dicked. It was all just, it wasn't as monetized as it is today. It was just straight women getting dicked. Fat, chunky, chubby ass women getting personal trainer to get dicked. Like crazy shit. And then making you take her out on a date. But so if you didn't qualify, you had to take her out on a date. But if you did qualify, you could just dick her down. And I was on both sides of that. Some women I qualified for, some women I didn't. So I was in the middle. I was in the middle, right? Like I wasn't a guy completely on one end or the other. I was either one or the other, depending on what night and what person. So I was seeing this shit in real time. Okay. I was seeing it in real time and I was like, this shit is crazy. Now, once the women got tired of that, then it either went for them trying to get married after they got ran through or women selling their pussy. That's where it ended up. All right. Anyway, good luck out there, gentlemen, but it's time for me to go. I didn't work overtime today, so we're going to be back tomorrow. Shout out to the coach gang. Peace. And you're in the Desert Storm bunker with Hollywood CGA.
Yeah. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Hey, yeah, we going hard and leaving it all on the floor. Legends ain't born, they built from the grind. From benches to banners, we sharpen the mind. We sharpen the sword and promise and swore that we going hard and leaving it all on the floor.
Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Another milestone, look at that. Paper boy on my paper route till I'm 6 down on my back. I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl still a fan. And yo girl at the live show, so don't act like I ain't the man. I'm kicking my feet up, get frank like Aretha. I'm calm but I'm teed up, just flip me a stack. The Rio just doubled up off of the muscle, I stuck to the task. They see me, I'm trouble, I'm bubbling up till it's stuck. And they want me to stay where I'm at. I'm good everywhere that I'm stepping, my presence is crucial. You know that this shit not on trend. On a big wave, I'm controlling the tide. Snake eyes when you rolling the dice. So with the stakes inside, I could never take another nigga advice. They can't reach the sky, I'm aiming up high. I just wanna know what it's like. Y'all know what it's like, I come from outside of this. Out the quicksand, I'm the big man, doing big things. Couple big change, up a state lines, doing stage dives on cam. It ain't no limit to my vision. Check the temp, I'm on fire with it. Got the bands jumping out the bag, Prosecco on ice. I'm nobody nice, gon' run up a check. Demand my respect, I'm doing the most. I never quit, they want me to quit. I'm good as it come, I'm good as it gets. Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping out the pay. Everything I'm on slack. Everything I do is